suffer with diabetes, there's a 25% chance that you'll develop a foot ulcer that can lead to severe health.
Good morning, everyone. Get ready to go live.
Amputation. At the sole authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own therapeutic shoes and custom inserts. Medicare recipients are entitled to one pair of quality diabetic shoes and 3 custom inserts. Call the Sole Authority today, 954-597-7060.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust.
That's right.
$350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian.
Here we go, people, live.
The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782. The opinions expressed in the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
The Steve Kane Show is live in Morning Drive, 6 till 9 a.m. weekdays, and overnights, midnight till 6 a.m.
Here we go live. Make sure you subscribe, guys. All right. Welcome back, everyone. We are live. It's Monday morning, December 9th. 2019. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show. That's right. The Steve Kane Radio Show is the longest running radio show in the state of Florida on the radio since 1977. And of course, this is the most pro-Donald Trump radio station and or radio show, I should say. I don't want to speak for everyone, but the most pro-Trump radio show in America. In fact, I believe the world. So welcome. Lots going on, lots to talk about. Oh, man. You know, I want you to think about something. And your thoughts on this are certainly welcome at 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. Democrats vote no on impeachment. Then what? Right? You know, we've got these extreme liberal lunatics that are pushing the Democrat Party so far to the left. I mean, how far to the left can they go? You know, if you fall off the cliff, or unless you're in a circle and then you're riding, I don't know. But the Squad, the commie bartender AOC, a pathetic little man Adam Schiff, a fat guy with a personal grudge Nadler. You know, you've got these loons out there pushing the Democrat Party into impeachment, and the Democrats are even saying he committed no crime, but he intended to. Whatever that means. He thought about it, therefore he will be impeached. As if they have evidence. Now they're prosecuting and impeaching for thought crimes. There was an incredible Rod Serling Twilight Zone episode about thought crimes. Remember the guy that worked in the bank and could read people's minds? And he was reading the mind of the one bank worker who was thinking about robbing the vault. Remember that? Yeah. So now they're impeaching for thought crimes, the Democrats. That's what they do. Because they've got someone with a personal grudge, people from the extreme lunatic commie left pushing Democrats into voting on impeachment, don't be so sure they have the votes. Right? So let's say Pelosi calls the vote and they don't have the votes and they lose impeachment. You know, they're putting the screws to people, no doubt about it. But when it comes time to vote yay, nay, I think they can vote president in the House as well. Can they vote president in the House? I know they can in the Senate. That was Barack Obama's preferred vote. The couple of days he showed up to a Senate. Yeah, he was always running for the moment he became senator. So he wasn't really there all that often. Wonder how many hours he spent actually working on the floor of the Senate, Obama. 3, 4? But they don't have the votes. They vote, and boom, no impeachment. What happens next? Do you think the Democrats just move on and say, okay, we gave it a go? Do you think the media says, okay, they don't have the votes, he's been cleared again, Ukrainian president clears Trump, Mueller clears Trump, now the House has cleared Trump, or do they just go after him for something else that they've hallucinated and crafted and made up? And the answer is they continue to go after him on made-up crimes, because that is the Democrats have always done this. They tried to impeach President Reagan. They tried to impeach President Nixon. You know, since President Nixon, this is what Democrats have done when they lose elections. The only reason they didn't push to impeach George W. Bush, which they really wanted to do, is because we were in a warhead mindset at the time. 9/11 and all these things, WMDs, they were giving him a hard time, but they didn't push that angle because America was at war and we had men and women in a very hot war. We still do, but it's much more small scale compared to what it was back in 2004 and things like that. And H.W. Bush, well, he was part of the deep state establishment, so they weren't going to go after their boy there, George H.W. Bush. But Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon, now President Trump. That is what they do when there are popular Republican presidents. And people don't realize Richard Nixon wasn't just elected, he was reelected. And did he win 49 states in his reelection? President Nixon won more states than President Trump. Even won California, didn't he? Did he win California? He's from California. So contrary to what the media and history and pundits tell you, President Nixon was as popular as President Trump, if not more popular. And they had a huge effort. They had the fake Vietnam protest movement, totally fake left-wing community activists trying to create the illusion that Richard Nixon was not popular. And he caved. Richard Nixon caved. He didn't have the strength that President Trump has. But President Nixon also didn't have Twitter. If President Nixon had Twitter and had over 50 million followers on Twitter, he probably would not have resigned. He would have been able to unite, have people behind him. But Richard Nixon was as popular, if not more popular, than Donald Trump. Ronald Reagan, too. So anytime there is a popular Republican president in the modern era, they're successful, they're beating the Democrats. The Democrats can't put up a decent candidate. This is the route that they go. Impeachment, investigations. The only thing that changes are the names. Yeah, Richard Nixon was guilty of being a great American, just like this president. And so they vote, and the House doesn't have the votes. They'll just go after him again. Just like Al Green said, if he's acquitted in the Senate, we can impeach him again and again and again and again. There's no limit on how many times we can impeach him. No limit. We'll just impeach him every day. We'll just have a hearing and vote every day. We'll impeach him every day. They'll probably, if the Democrats maintain control of the House of Representatives, which I hope is unlikely, if the Democrats control the House on the last day of President Trump's second term, when his chosen successor, Pence, Ron DeSantis, right, are going to be the 46th president of the United States, while President Trump is walking out to the inauguration of his hand-chosen successor to be the 46th president at the end of his second term on the last day, they swear the new president's in at noon. If the Democrats control the House, they'll be talking about impeaching him even on the last minute of his presidency. That's how they are when they lose. And I've been talking about this in the last couple of weeks. Those of you out there that are Democrat, I think a lot of people have woken up and walked away. A lot of people have woken up and walked away. And that's a story that you're not given because the media don't want you to know how many Democrats have walked away. Look at all the black people I saw at the Trump rally here in South Florida a couple weeks ago. And I did a very good, if you go to my YouTube channel, I had a very interesting interaction with a young black girl who was about 19 years old. at the car wash on Friday about Donald Trump. Go to my YouTube channel and watch that. So many Democrats have walked away to the Trump-Lincoln Party. They're going to be in for a shell shock. You know, the Democrats, the media, the historians have this fake narrative about the big switch that one day Republicans, they can't agree that the sky is blue, okay, or that the sun warms the earth. One day Democrats and Republicans got together and they just switched parties. Okay, you're Democrats today and we're Republicans today. The big switch, the big lie, total lie. I don't need to go through it right now, but you know it's a big lie. Dinesh D'Souza talks a lot about it. You want to talk about the big switch. The big switch has been happening since President Trump came down the escalator, and it's even been more hardcore since the day he took the oath of office. There has been such a big switch in the walk-away movement of blacks, Hispanics, gays, and other liberal groups that the Democrats have taken for granted for decades to Donald Trump. The walk-away movement is the real big switch, and one of the biggest political movements that no one ever talks about. Walk away, because the media don't want you to know about walk away. So does Nancy Pelosi have the votes? What do you guys think? 1-888-GO-KANE 1. 888-465-2631. Does Nancy Pelosi have the votes? If she doesn't have the votes, will she vote still? Will she take the vote? I think if she knows she doesn't have the votes, she'll still take the vote so that they don't upset the commie bartender AOC and the squad and those lunatics. And then the vote is no on impeachment in the House. Then what's next? What are your thoughts? 1-888-GO-KANE 1. 888-465-2631. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Medical billing sticker shock. Ever have that happen to you? You go to your mailbox and get a bill for a routine test, and you owe lots of money. You thought it was covered by your insurance, but it wasn't. The cost of healthcare shouldn't break your budget, and you know what? It doesn't have to.
That's right.
This is Brian Craig, and I want to save you a lot of money on lab tests like cholesterol test, diabetes test, thyroid screenings, drug test, STD test, and whatever other test you need. These are common lab tests, but can cost hundreds of dollars if you go to your doctor's office or to one of the big labs. But there is a solution at any lab test now of Plantation where you will save money, big money, on medical tests. Save time too. In and out in 15 minutes or less. Avoid medical billing sticker shock. I've been going to any lab test now at Plantation for years now for my lab test, and they've saved me thousands of dollars on
Good
my
morning.
test. If you have any questions or want a quote on a lab test, give them a call. 954-916-1072. 954-916-1072. The Any Lab Test Now with Plantation staff will answer any questions you have, or just stop by. No appointment.
Merry
is
Christmas
needed,
to you,
no
Michael.
Doctor's order or prescription either. Any Lab Test Now with Plantation is located in the Jacaranda Plaza. That's the public shopping center in Plantation, just west of University Drive, on the north side of Sunrise Boulevard. When you stop in, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show. 954-916-1072. 954-916-1072 for Any Lab Test Now of Plantation.
This is Lori Kane, and I'm going to tell you about Brighton Dental Care. I just had a lot of work done, and I avoided going to the dentist for a lot of years because I was afraid of the cost. But I went to Brighton Dental
We'll
for
talk
my
about
free
the IG report.
consultation, which, by the way, he offers to all Steve Kane listeners. I had 2 cavities. I needed a crown on top and a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse, they would have put me down. So I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has Saturday appointments available, and they saved me a ton of money. And I will be a patient for life. Don't let cost stop you from taking care of your teeth. Brighton Dental gives Steve Kane listeners incredible discounts on all dental procedures, just like they gave me. Prices are so reasonable, you don't have to worry about the cost. So call Brighton Dental today at 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. You can visit them at brightondental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you. Hey guys, this is Kathy, Brian's wife. Last year I got Brian a My Pillow for Christmas and it was his favorite present.
That's right, Kathy. In fact, I loved My Pillow so much, I got you one and Emily one the following week.
Hey guys, welcome. Make sure you subscribe.
I got a My Pillow pet bed for our dog Nina.
Our entire household sleeps on a My Pillow, and I have to say, a My Pillow will give you the best sleep of your life.
It's not just height. There's a reason the My Pillow is so popular. It will actually help you sleep
Hey, Nicholas.
deeper, and you will wake up.
Where's everyone
rested.
at? On YouTube. Don't do it on Facebook yet. On YouTube. Where are you located? Like, not specifically, but like what state or
There are so many awesome products.
country are you in?
You're bound to
State
find
or
the perfect
country?
gift for everyone
Just
on your
curious.
list, and they can be shipped directly to the recipient.
When you order at mypillow.com,
Boynton Beach, Florida,
make sure to
Kentucky,
use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E,
Texas.
for great radio
Awesome.
discounts like the BOGO
North
2 for
Carolina.
1 MyPillow offer. Buy one MyPillow and get the second one for free when you use the promo code KANE.
Tennessee.
And that's just $19.99.
Awesome.
Use the promo code KANE at checkout.
This Christmas,
Yes,
make it a
just the
My
state
Pillow
or the
Christmas.
country.
Order at
Ohio,
mypillow.com
Ohio.
Or call 1-800
Delaware.
716-4879. From our house to your house. Merry Christmas.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just
All right. Welcome back, everyone. Brian Craig here with you. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Welcome back. So much going on, so much happening. So, over the weekend, I got disgusted at the media. I really got disgusted. The only reason I follow the news on television at all is because of the business that I'm in. I have to follow the news to do my job properly. I have no choice. I have to subject myself to it. If you're a movie critic, you just can't go see the movies you like. You got to go see all the movies. If you're a film critic, right? Yeah. And it's awful. But I'll tell you this. I didn't watch it this weekend too much. A little bit here, a little bit there. The reason I didn't is because the television cable news, and Fox News in particular, what they're doing I find disgusting. And this is what I mean. I'm listening to both discussions of the Inspector General's report that's coming out today and the impeachment in the House of Representatives. And it's being discussed, in particular the impeachment, as a legitimate process that's going on here. They're talking about impeachment as if it's a legitimate process, and it's not. This is the coup continued. It's the same coup. It's not a legitimate process. You've got a lot of corrupt public officials, Adam Schiff, Nadler, Pelosi, and the rest, just like Biden. You've got corrupt public officials who are abusing their powers. It is not a legitimate process. And I can't sit. Now is this, are you in the same boat with this? 1-888-GO-KANE 1. 888-465-2631. Do you feel like I do? I can't sit and watch the cable news discuss impeachment as if it's a legitimate process that's going on, weighing votes and what this person said and what that means, the nuances of this witness and that witness. Because it's not a legitimate process, and to treat it as such is malpractice on behalf of the media, Fox News in particular, because CNN and MSNBC, they're out of the closet Trump haters, no doubt about it. And I can't sit and listen to that. It's not because they're saying things I disagree with. That's not it. It's because they're treating an overturning of a national election for President of the United States as if there's a legitimate legal process going on. I saw a story. I didn't read the story. I just saw a headline. 2 police officers pulled over a black guy. I'm sure this story will be in the news today. I saw it online, on Twitter, and the white superior officer told the other officer to treat this guy as if you are a white supremacist. Have you seen this headline? I don't know the details of it. I didn't read the story. That police officer very well may be abusing their authority, right? There's a phrase we haven't heard in a long time that used to be one of the biggest topics of discussion in this country involving police. Driving while black. Driving while black. When's the last time you heard anyone say driving while black? I haven't heard that in a long time. I used to hear it pretty much every day. Now, when it came to driving while black, men, really, not so much women, but men being stopped for being black, being in an area maybe the officer didn't want them in or didn't think they belonged. You know, everybody knows what driving while black is. And what did the media and the Democrats say about police officers who were accused of driving while black? Right. They accused them of abusing their authority as police officers. I'm not debating the issue. We don't have a specific instance we're talking about now. I'm just bringing this up to talk about what's going on with President Trump. Driving while black was the media, the Democrats, the left, accusing police officers of abusing their authority and stopping people that shouldn't be stopped just because they're black. Well, that's what the Democrats in the House are doing with Trump. They're impeaching him for being president while Trump. It's a version on a much larger scale of driving while black. Being president while Trump. That's what's going on here. He's not part of the establishment. The donors don't control him. They don't control him. He's independently wealthy beyond imagination. And, donors out there, these big mega donors that hate Trump, that are, some of them trying to run for president, some of them getting involved, they're influencing. What President Trump was before he came down the escalator, he was a donor. Remember, a lot of this talk came out about how he donated to Schumer, he donated to Pelosi, and they were trying to use this against him in the campaign. And President Trump said that it's the political corruption. He had to do this. He talked in particular about some construction going on in California, and the environmentalists were coming after him. He said, I donated to Pelosi. So Nancy Pelosi took my call, and I got the environmentalist off my back. If I didn't donate, she wouldn't take my call. So these big mega donors that have all this pressure on the politicians to impeach Trump, Trump is really one of them. He's one of the donors. And the politicians hate the donors. They despise the donors. Why? Because they work for them and they don't like it. They take the money from the donors. They have to run, in particular in the House, but they all take it. But they hate the donors. Hate the donors. I realized this many, many years ago when I first got involved in this. I get invited to go to things all the time. I don't go. I don't like to go to, I'm not into socializing and hobnobbing with politicians all that much. Every once in a while, somebody important comes along you want to meet. And I've been to things with donors. And I feel that politicians, especially at the level of Congress and above, feel humiliated by donors. They have to pose all day for pictures with them and their families. They have to hobnob with them. They have to socialize with them. They hate the donors. And the Democrats who are controlled by the donors pushing this impeachment, they're really, they're trying to impeach a president, but they're also impeaching someone that was one of the donors to many of them. Schumer, Pelosi, right? And the donors that are controlling these Democrats, maybe they know, maybe they don't know and don't care, but the politicians hate the donors. That's one of the reasons they hate President Trump. Think about it. You're a big shot senior member in the House or the Senate of the United States, and somebody, because they got a few bucks, they throw to your campaign, and you got to take their calls, you got to go golfing with them, you got to go to dinner with them, you got to hang out with them and their family. You think you're all that. And you're really not. You're just a sellout, and you know it. And that's why they hate the donors. And that's one of the many reasons they hate Trump. It's something that's not talked about too much, but it's certainly the truth. But what they're doing to President Trump is the same as driving while black. Guy's committed no crime, but he's Trump and he's the president. He's being impeached for being president while Trump. That's it. Yeah. That's the way of it. All right, our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We're going to take a break. When we get back, there is much more to talk about. We get into some audio sound bites, touch on some other issues as well. I know, yeah, Democrats are disgusting people. I mean, this is not new. We know they're disgusting people. We know they're disgusting people. They've always been disgusting people. And they continue to be disgusting. But we got to call out their disgust. And we'll do it each and every day. All right, it's 6:30 in the morning. Oh, my goodness, the morning is flying by, people. Just flying by. We'll take our break for the bottom of the hour and be right back after this.
So you've been told you need a medical test. What are you going to have to pay? Health tests can be very expensive if you go to your doctor's office or to one of the big labs. It can cost you hundreds of dollars. Sometimes I haven't had tests because of the cost. Then I discovered Any Lab Test Now of Plantation, where they guarantee the lowest prices on all of their thousands of lab tests. Any Lab Test Now of Plantation's goal is to save you money and get you in and out in 15 minutes or less. At Any Lab Test Now of Plantation, you never need an appointment. You can walk right in and have one of their thousands of tests done for just a fraction of what the big labs or your doctor's office charges. Give them a call, 954-916-1072. 954.
Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, guys.
Tell them what test you need, and they will give you a quote right over the phone. 954-916-1072. Any Lab Test Now in Plantation is located in the Jacaranda Plaza. That's the public shopping center in Plantation, just west of University Drive, on the north side of Sunrise Boulevard. Any Lab Test Now in Plantation, private and affordable lab testing. 954-916-1072.
This is Steve Kane. When it comes to looking your best, sometimes you need a little extra help. Dr. Nathan at the Nathan Clinic is a renowned plastic surgeon here in South Florida who will bring out your most beautiful self. Dr. Nathan, highly skilled, knows how
Hey guys, good morning. Good morning if you're just tuning in.
Your absolute best. He's a board-certified plastic surgeon. People come from miles around just because of his extraordinary skills and his caring bedside manner. Dr. Nathan performs breast augmentations, facelifts, Botox, tummy tucks, liposuction, and much, much more. Visit his website. Read the testimonials from his patients. They love Dr. Nathan, and you will too. He has years of experience and impressive credentials that make Dr. Nathan the only plastic surgeon you need visit. He'll advise you and tell you the best course of action so that you will always remain true to who you are. You can contact Dr. Nathan for a no-charge consultation by calling 305 area code 680-5121. That's area code 305-680-5121 or online at drnathan.com. Tell him you heard it on the Steve Kane Show.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly.
That's not my advice.
Tire. Tell him what you tried.
You could say Jews.
We'll give you a great low price right over the phone.
Now all of a sudden Trump's an anti-Semite.
954-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search.
All right. Welcome. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Yeah, so then they got this other new narrative Oh boy, last week's narrative was that President Trump was involved in bribery. This week, he's an anti-Semite. He's an anti-Semite. Oh my gosh. He speaks to a group of Jews in South Florida, and he talks about some things, and he's talking about people that work for him that are killers, who are Jews. And there's, oh, look, he called Jews killers. No, he talks about guys like this all the time that are business people, negotiators. He talked about these guys are killers. They're nasty killers. He doesn't mean that Jews are going around killing people. I mean, that's how the media are. There is no one closer that's not blood related to Donald Trump than his son-in-law. Okay? A Jew. His grandkids are Jews. His daughter, Ivanka, converted to Judaism. He moved the U.S. Embassy to the capital of Israel. No one else would do this. And even after he said it was going to be done, the powers that be in the U.S. government tried to stop him by doing what, right? They came up with some building contract that was going to take 10 years to build the building so that it would be passed on to the next president who would say, oh, we can't do it. And he says, no, there's a strip center over there. Just make that the embassy. And they did it, or something like that. It's amazing. But now he's an anti-Semite. You've lost the Jews. You've lost the blacks. You've lost the gays. You've lost the Latinos. You've lost the Latinas. I'm sorry, Democrats. You could go around and call Trump an anti-Semite all day. But you know, the Jews have walked away. Someone in the chat room just said a minute ago, you can't say Jews on the radio. That's not the case. It's what, Jews are Jews. You know, it's a funny thing about this, okay? Most people that are not Jewish, that aren't Jews, when they're talking about Jews, they'll say the Jewish people. The Jewish people. People that are Jews or secure with themselves or just normal will say Jews because that's what they are, Jews, not the Jewish people. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Now he's an anti-Semite. Good luck selling that. Good luck selling that. How about getting some candidates and getting some issues? You know, this is something that the media don't understand and the Democrats don't understand about Trump. You know, Trump is so popular. Why is Trump so popular? Why is Trump's base of support so strong? Remember when President Trump said during the campaign he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and his supporters would still support him? And he's right. You know, and what the politicians don't understand, what the media don't understand, what the Mitt Romney creeps don't understand is something they'll never understand. Why do those who support Trump support him? It's not because we agree with him on the issues. We do, but that's not it, right? It's not because he said we're going to build a wall and he's doing it. He is making Mexico pay for it, by the way, through the doing away with NAFTA, with the trade deals. That's what he's doing. You know, that's not why we support Trump. We support him on the issues. Don't misunderstand me. Renegotiating the trade deals, building the wall, getting NATO to pay, all these things. We support that, but that's not the main reason. People go to rallies with tens of thousands in attendance for years now. How many years ago did Trump come down the escalator? 5 years ago now? What year did he come down the escalator, people? What was that historic date? You know, one day that escalator at Trump Tower is going to be named a national landmark. You know that, right? That's right, because that's where he came down the escalator from. Mm-hmm. Just like if you go to the Lincoln Memorial, the spot where Martin Luther King spoke, the I Have a Dream speech is marked in the concrete, national landmark. So is that escalator. But why do Trump supporters have such strong allegiance to him? You know why? Because those who support Trump love him. And I don't mean, you know, like somebody loves ice cream. They love him like a father, like a family member. They love him beyond supporting his positions on the issues, and I mean that, like in their heart, they love him. Trump supporters. Who loves Pelosi? Other than family, I'm talking about the base of support. Do Democrats love Pelosi? What about that slob, Pizza the Hut, Jerry Nadler? Who loves Jerry Nadler? Who loves Adam Schiff? These people aren't loved. They have some Democrats that support them on this issue. They both hate Trump, and they agree with him on some issues. But with Trump, it's love. And I mean it in the strongest sense of love. Again, it's not some trivial thing like, oh man, I love chocolate. No, it's like almost like a passionate thing. It's in their heart. They love Trump, and that's something that these politicians, one, they don't understand it, and they're also jealous of it at the same time. They don't understand why Trump supporters literally love him. That's why he sells out. It's like he's a bigger draw at arenas than Bieber, than Justin Bieber or whoever has been touring for years now. Who's been touring for years with sold-out shows? They're never sold out like this. When I was at that Trump rally 2 weeks ago tomorrow here in Sunrise, I was shocked. The nosebleed seats at the ceiling behind the stage were filled. I've been to big concerts. Some people sit in obstructed view in the nosebleeds, but they're not sold out. There's always a lot of empty seats in the obstructed view nosebleeds. And I've been to some big concerts with big acts when they were at the top of their game and fame and popularity. The nosebleeds and obstructed view, there's always empty seats in obstructed view at the biggest of biggest concerts. Not at a Trump rally. Obstructed view and nosebleeds are still packed. Who can do that other than Trump? That's right. You know, I was talking yesterday. I took a tour of the Celebrity Edge with Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot and some great people that have been on our cruises. And we were having lunch yesterday on the Celebrity Edge, and we were talking about this very thing. You know? And when you bring this topic up to people, they get it. Trump supporters literally love him. No one loves Pelosi. No one loves Nadler, Al Green, Brian Stelter, Adam Schiff. They don't understand it, and they hate Trump for having such strong supporters. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Thank you for taking my call. In no special order, I don't agree with most of the things you have to say. Now, I can't be up to the minute because, as I've said in the past,
Oh, this guy's so long-winded.
The program for whatever reason.
What a snob.
In my headquarters, in the car, I get it. I recall a couple of weeks back, you're bringing up climate change, and like most so-called conservatives, you got it all wrong. I also, as I've said before, the name of the opposing party to yours is the Democratic Party, not the Democrat Party. It sounds as though George Walker Bush started that one, and you're still worshiping his mistake.
Well, if the Democrat Party is so democratic and are the Democratic Party and support the democratic process, why are they trying to overturn the democratically elected election of 2016, our president?
Turn the election, they're availing themselves of the Constitution and the articles of impeachment.
Oh yes. What did Trump? Excuse me. I know overturning elections is very, very American. Yeah, I expect the Democrats. The Democrats believe that in 1860 when they left and formed the Confederate States of America. What has President Trump done specifically that you believe, with your snobby tone, is impeachable? Yeah, you've got a snotty tone. You sound a snob. You sound like you're some NPR. You probably are one of the supporters of PBS, right? You probably support PBS. What specifically has President Trump done that you believe rises to the level of excuse me? What specific crime has President Trump committed in your mind that rises to the level of impeachment?
I have not made up my mind. I'm waiting.
Now you're lying. You're waiting for the trial. Of course you've made up your mind. What is he being impeached for doing? What has he done that they are impeaching him for? Excuse me. What has all the facts? They've been having hearings for weeks. What has President Trump done that you've seen in your undecided mind, okay, that he's being impeached for?
About the outcome.
Now, I'm not asking about the outcome. I'm talking about Pizza the Hut, Jerry Nadler, Adam Schiff, the Crypt Keeper, the House Madam, Pelosi. What did President Trump do that they're impeaching him for?
That we have to wait until trial.
Well, wait a minute. You don't have a trial to search for a crime. Someone commits a crime, then you charge them and put them on trial. You don't have a trial to search for a crime. Well,
I will not make a judgment.
I didn't ask you to make a judgment. What does Jerry Nadler believe Trump did?
For the outcome.
No. Okay, why was O.J. Simpson put on trial? Excuse me. O.J. Simpson, the butcher of Brentwood. Why was O.J. Simpson put on trial?
Why was he put on trial? He was put on trial suspected of murdering Nicole.
No, he wasn't suspected of murdering. Police had him as a suspect. They conducted an investigation, and police and prosecutors came to the conclusion that he was the killer of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. So they put him on trial for the murder of Ronald Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson. Gil Garcetti didn't say, well, let's have a trial and see what we can find on Mr. Simpson. That's not what you do. That's what an investigation is for. You can say Constitution and America all you want. Investigations are not conducted in a courtroom.
People have found things that are unconstitutional.
Okay, let me help you. They're impeaching him, so they say, because he pressured the president of Ukraine that he would not receive U.S. foreign aid unless he investigated Joe Biden's corruption with Hunter. Okay, now the problem with that is the president of the Ukraine was asked about this at the UN. Excuse me. The president of Ukraine was asked this at the UN, and he said, nobody pushed me. No quid pro quo. The president of Ukraine said that.
Reliable news source. I've heard other things.
I saw the president of the Ukraine say it with his own mouth. He said it with his own mouth. Nobody pushed me. Nobody pushed me. I'm not talking about the media. Listen, I got to run for a break. Go back to PBS, the PBS supporter on the line. Let's take our break. Last break of the first hour. I'm Brian Craig. This is The Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back.
Brian Craig here. I've been telling you to call Debbie at I Will Advisors and have her review your homeowner's insurance policy and save you money on your insurance premium. I'm in studio today with a Steve Kane listener, Don. Don did just that.
I called Debbie. She looked over my homeowner's insurance policy and told me I was paying way too much. She updated my policy. It didn't cost me a dime. And now my mortgage payment has been lowered because my insurance premium is part of my monthly mortgage payment.
Thanks, Don, and I'm glad Debbie can save you all that money. You can save money, too. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. Have her review your policy and lower your homeowner's insurance premium. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good
Steve
friends
Kane
at
Show.
the Soul Authority. With the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware But as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop
Steve
diabetic
Kane
foot
Show.
problems before they begin.
Hey, Chris, hold
Oftentimes,
on.
amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesouleauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Medical billing sticker shock. Ever have that happen to you? You go to your mailbox and get a bill for a routine test, and you owe lots of money. You thought it was covered by your insurance, but it wasn't. The cost of healthcare shouldn't break your budget, and you know what? It doesn't have to. This is Brian Craig, and I want to save you a lot of money on lab tests like cholesterol test, diabetes test, thyroid screenings, drug test, STD test, and whatever other test you need. These are common lab tests, but can cost hundreds of dollars if you go to your doctor's office or to one of the big labs. But there is a solution at any lab test now of Plantation where you will save money, big money on medical tests. Save time too, in and out in 15 minutes or less. Avoid medical billing sticker shock. I've been going to any lab test now at Plantation for years now for my lab test, and they've saved me thousands of dollars on my test. If you have any questions or want a quote on a lab test, give them a call. 954-916-1072. 954-916-1072. The Any Lab Test Now at Plantation staff will answer any questions you have, or just stop by. No appointment is needed, no doctor's order or prescription either. Any Lab Test Now at Plantation is located in the Jacaranda Plaza. That's the public shopping center in Plantation, just west of University Drive, on the north side of Sunrise Boulevard. When you stop in, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show. 954-916-1072. 954-916-1072 for Any Lab Test Now of Plantation.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search.
Oh, man. Monday starting off good. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977, the most pro-Trump radio show in America. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Chris calling you from Boca. How you doing?
All right, Chris. How you doing?
Good. I just want to add a couple of things to those non-believers out there. Last week,
Hey,
I
Sarah.
happened to listen to a couple of excerpts from the Howard Stern show with Hillary Clinton. And this woman is bragging about how she won the election by 3 million votes. So I decided to go in and look up the facts. You know what? She did get a couple of more votes. They came from California and New York.
Yeah.
And I dug a little deeper. It was about 5 million, but that was negated by 2 because she only won by 3. Then I looked at the counties in the United States. 3,141 counties in this country. She won 57 counties.
Well, listen, regard 57 counties, that's amazing. Low number. We have 67 counties in the state of Florida alone. But there are two presidents that Hillary Clinton, I think, would tell you she admires, okay? President Clinton, of course. Well, she would tell you she admires him. She secretly despises and hates him for the sex stuff. But she would tell you she admires President Clinton and President Lincoln, right? What do those presidents that Hillary admires, President Lincoln and President Clinton, what do they have in common?
I can't answer.
Both were elected without the majority vote. Bill Clinton, we had Ross Perot in there, so it messed things up. And Bill Clinton, I won 30-some% of the very low percentage, similar with President Lincoln. And I was talking about this a few months ago. I was reading a Democrat book, a book written by a Democrat. His name was Jefferson Davis. He was the Democrat president of the Confederate States of America, and he wrote a book shortly before his death, The History of the Confederate States of America. And it's a very interesting book, and 3/4 of the book, Democrat Jefferson Davis makes the case for why the South was right to leave the Union. And what he argued blew my mind. It's the same thing that Democrats are telling you today, like Elizabeth Warren and Hillary Clinton and others. The Democrats in the 1860 election, according to their president, Jefferson Davis, Democrats said the Electoral College is unfair. And the Electoral College allowed Abraham Lincoln to become president when the majority of the people didn't support him, and we need to do away with the Electoral College. So here we are, 150 years later, and what are the Democrats telling us? The same thing today, right? Every time they lose.
Brian, the best way to, for me anyway, to gauge what's going on is to talk to the people who the Democrats talk to. So about 3 years ago, before the election, I had a serviceman come to my house, and he was a young student from Brazil here, and he was basically not a believer in Trump. He felt that he was, just not the person to vote for. He wouldn't support him. So today, 3 years later, on Saturday, he comes to the house for service, and he asked me, he said, "Do you remember me, Chris?" I said, "Sure I do. How are you doing?" He said, "Yes." And he turns around and he says to me, "I have to say, all the things you told me about President Trump are true." I said, "Are you voting for him?" He said, "Absolutely." So then I turned around. I said, "Tell your friends." He said, "They already know." That to me was a confirmation that he's getting to the right people. When you get a 21 or 22-year-old college student from Brazil telling you they're voting for Trump and their friends are thinking the same way, I thought...
Yeah, that's good. All right, Chris and Boca, thanks for the call. Richie, the bus driver, you're on the radio.
Yeah, I'm going to educate everybody out here.
Oh, great.
Electoral College. You eliminated all the states in the
Yeah.
You completely eliminate all the states. Not only that, you eliminate the United States Senate. So now we have two branches of government. And that's the bottom line. They want to change the structure of this country.
All the Democrats will do is concentrate all efforts in California and New York, right? Fill the roles with dead and non-existent people, and New York and California will run the other 48 states from now until doomsday.
There's no reason to have states if there's a
That's true.
president.
Yeah, it's true.
No states' rights, there's no nothing. It's eliminated. The Senate is gone too. Why do you need senators?
Exactly.
In other words, it's completely changing our system, which they want to do because...
How'd you like that call of the PBS supporter that called me a little while ago, who says we don't know what Trump did, but let's put him on trial, and let's have a public trial so we can find out if he did anything and if he did what he did. That's what trials are for now.
Let's talk about the Constitution, okay?
Yeah.
President Trump is the president of the United States who was voted in by 63 million people. Nancy Pelosi is in charge of Democrats in the Congress, okay, in the House of Representatives. She has how many people that she's got under her wing? Like 230? So the bottom line is she's got 230 Democrats that praise her. We have 63 million people that voted for the President of the United States.
That's right.
She was only voted in her little section in San Francisco. Okay, bottom line is these people are out of control. They've overstepped their bounds. They're power crazy, and they're actually destroying this country. They're totally breaking it up with false allegations.
I don't think they're breaking. I think the country is very united behind President Trump. They're going to be. I think they're going to be in for such a after the election is over, and they see how many gays, how many blacks, how many Hispanics, how many Jews they've lost. It's going to be a massive shock and meltdown to the left.
And I'll call him a gentleman because I don't want to disrespect him, okay? Because he said he was open to. He hasn't made his mind up yet. Well, when you start from the day one, let's impeach this president. and they had no reason to impeach at this time. They just did it because they didn't like him. This is going on for 3 years. So now they get some trumped up, crappy charge, and they throw this at him. This is so. If you have open eyes, this guy's got to be brain dead that called you up, because if you don't, they've already made their mind up 3 years ago. This was just, and they were looking for all sorts of things. The Russia probe, everything else. And by the way, when he said, let's bring in Russia into our elections, he was goofy. I remember that speech. He was being sarcastic, and that's his sense of humor. Had nothing, and the Russians were already in our elections, and they've been in our elections for years. Get over it out there.
Well, what I want to see them bring to me over at CNN or whoever the hell's talking about Russian interference, now it's Ukrainian interference, show me specifically what Ukraine or Russia did that turned a single voter who was ready for Hillary, supported abortion on demand, taxation through the you-know-what, and Russia and Ukraine did something through a Facebook ad or whatever, and that ready for Hillary person said, I want to build a wall, I'm voting for Trump, I'm pro-life. I want to find that because I haven't seen that. How did they interfere with the election? Let's have them explain.
Interfere with the elections that they praise now, and they're defending, and they try to throw Trump out for this too. And it's Comey. Comey's speech just before 2 weeks before, when he condemned her basically, but didn't charge her, which he should have charged her because she's a crook. She's a total crook. She should have been charged. Anybody else doing what she did with evidence and everything else would have been in jail.
Yeah.
Line is Comey is more disruptive to her than anyone else, and then they went and defended Comey because Trump got rid of him.
All right, Richie, I got to run for the break. Thanks for the call. Top of the hour, 7:01. I'm Brian Craig. 1 hour down, less than 2 to go because it's 1 minute after the second hour. We'll be right back. I'm Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back.
106.3 FM, 96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and AM 1470. WWNN Pompano Beach is the Florida Money Talk Network.
Did you know that your skin is your largest organ? Yet, it's probably the most neglected. Living in South Florida means having an annual checkup for skin cancer is vital. We live in the Sunshine State after all, and our skin bears the brunt of the sunshine. It's time to have your annual skin checkup. There's no better doctor to take care of this for you than Dr. Jose Mendez. Dr. Mendez is a board-certified dermatologist, and when it comes to caring for your skin and making sure that it is healthy as possible and skin cancer-free, you want Dr. Mendez as your personal dermatologist. Dr. Mendez is caring and very knowledgeable. Your annual skin cancer exam is covered by Medicare. Dr. Mendez also takes most other insurances. Steve Kane recently had his annual skin cancer checkup. It was easy breezy. Dr. Mendez examined him from head to toe, took off a few things, and now Steve is good to go. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681. When you call, make sure to ask for Sarah. She takes extra good care of Steve Kane listeners and will get you an appointment fast. Early detection of skin cancer can save your life. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681.
This is Steve Kane. When it comes to looking your best, sometimes you need a little extra help. Dr. Nathan at the Nathan Clinic is a renowned plastic surgeon here in South Florida who will bring out your most beautiful self. Dr. Nathan, highly skilled, knows how to reveal your inner beauty and make you look your absolute best. He's a board-certified plastic surgeon. People come from miles around just because of his extraordinary skills and his caring bedside manner. Dr. Nathan performs breast augmentations, facelifts, Botox, tummy tucks, liposuction, and much, much more. Visit his website. Read the testimonials from his patients. They love Dr. Nathan, and you will too. He has years of experience and impressive credentials that make Dr. Nathan the only plastic surgeon you need visit. He'll advise you and tell you the best course of action so that you will always remain true to who you are. You can contact Dr. Nathan for a no-charge consultation by calling 305 305 area code 680-5121. That's area code 305-680-5121 or online at drnathan.com. Tell them you heard it on the Steve Kane Show.
Medical billing sticker shock. Ever have that happen to you? You go to your mailbox and get a bill for a routine test, and you owe lots of money. You thought it was covered by your insurance, but it wasn't. The cost of healthcare shouldn't break your budget, and you know what? It doesn't have to. This is Brian Craig, and I want to save you a lot of money on lab tests, like cholesterol test, diabetes test, thyroid screenings, drug test, STD test, and whatever other test you need. These are common lab tests that can cost hundreds of dollars if you go to your doctor's office or to one of the big labs. But there is a solution at any lab test now of Plantation where
Steve Kane
you
Show.
save money, big money on medical
Hey,
tests.
gentlemen.
Save time too. In and out in 15 minutes or less. Avoid medical billing sticker shock. I've been going to any lab test now at Plantation for years now for my lab test, and they've saved me thousands of dollars on my test. If you have any questions or want a quote on a lab test, give them a call. 954-916-1072. 954-916-1072. The Any Lab Test Now at Plantation staff will answer any questions you have, or just stop by. No appointment is needed. No doctor's order or prescription either. Any Lab Test Now at Plantation is located in the Jacaranda Plaza. That's the public shopping center in Plantation, just west of University Drive, on the north side of Sunrise Boulevard. When you stop in, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show. 954-916-1072. 954-916-1072. For Any Lab Test Now of Plantation.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
The Steve Kane Show is live in morning drives, 6 till 9 a.m. weekdays, and overnights, midnight till 6 a.m., 7 nights a week. To call the show toll free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1.
All right, hour number 2 has begun. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. So we've been discussing lots of things. Heard from a liberal caller who says we have trials in America to find out if someone committed a crime. It's the other way around, you know. Oh, my goodness. So much going on, so much to talk about. Major division between the Democrats' impeachment effort and the liberal fake news mainstream media. We're going to get to that in a minute. And much, much more. But let's take your calls. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's the number. 888-465-2631. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine.
Hey, Jeff in Maine. How are you?
Good. Hey, the Electoral College would take a constitutional amendment to change it. That requires 2/3 of the House and 2/3 of the Senate to pass it, or 2/3 of the Convention of States, which will never happen.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, you're absolutely... Well, see, this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the show at 6. And, you know, this whole discussion, what you're talking about, I've heard a lot of discussion in cable news on both sides of it, right? And this is what I'm talking about. I got fed up with the news because to discuss this process of impeachment in the House as if it's a legitimate process is absurd. This is the coup continued. You have a bunch of corrupt public officials who are abusing their powers and authorities to bring about a impeachment process that is not legitimate. I mean, who's talking in the mainstream media about how Schiff got a hold of phone records of a sitting member of the House of Representatives?
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
I believe this coup attempt is the main focus is to cover up Obama and Clinton's crimes.
Well, that may be a part of it. I think a lot of it has to do with they just want to get Trump out of the way, like they did with Richard Nixon, like they tried to do with. I mean, remember, they were talking about impeaching Ronald Reagan. You probably remember that after the summit in Iceland with Gorbachev, when he's, President Reagan stormed out of a summit meeting in Reykjavik, Iceland, with Gorbachev over the Strategic Defense Initiative, Star Wars. And, there was if you remember back at the time, Ronald Reagan had a missile shield in orbit of laser satellites that could shoot down any missile the Soviets fired, making their nuclear arsenal out of date. You might as well have B-25s from the Second World War dropping 500-pounders, right, with propellers. And he had a summit meeting with Gorbachev in Iceland, and Gorbachev said, we have nothing to talk about unless you take down this Star Wars SDI missile shield around the Earth. Ronald Reagan said no. We walked out, and the Democrats, the mainstream media, and the Democrats wanted to impeach Ronald Reagan for doing that. Well, what we now know is that Ronald Reagan was bluffing. There was no Strategic Defense Initiative Star Wars. We did not have a missile shield in orbit. It was misinformation and a bluff, and that bluff and that walking out is what led to the collapse of the Soviet Union. And the Democrats are always trying to impeach a popular, effective president of the United States.
And I was in the Marine Corps when that happened. And when it came out, it was, he was bluffing. That was funny. I mean, they were scared to death of President Reagan. And I'll tell you what, people aren't going to mess with President Trump either.
Yeah. No, and back then he was negotiating with the Soviets, the president, over, now we've got this president negotiating over trade deals and things like this, which is very similar. And the Democrats just cannot have a successful Republican president, so they go out and impeach him or try to impeach him when they're losing. And when President Reagan was running for re-election in 84, who was the nominee? Who did the nominee end up being? That's exactly right. They didn't have candidates back then either. And when they don't have candidates, they talk impeachment. And have phony hearings. It might have been, now it's over Ukraine. Back then it was Iran-Contra, and arms for hostages and Ollie North and all this stuff, and that's what Democrats do.
Yeah, that wasn't him. That was General Poindexter all the way.
Oh, wait a minute. What did they do that was so wrong with the Iranian arms deal? What was the Iranian arms deal about?
Trading arms for hostages.
Well, yeah, but American hostages that were being tortured without mercy and held prisoner for years and years and years, and they traded some common weapons that countries have for the lives of American hostages that never would have been released and were being tortured without mercy. That seems like a pretty smart move by the Reagan administration, but the Democrats, he was being effective with Iran. The Democrats are always on the side of Iran. Do you notice that? They're always on the side of Iran. They were on the side of Iran then, they're on the side of Iran now.
The Democrats are anti-God, anti-Constitution, anti-American. They want this global New World Order bullcrap.
Oh, I thought I was going to have to dump you for a second. You almost slipped, Jeff. You're getting angry.
Brian.
Getting angry there. Yeah, I know. It's absolutely amazing. All right, Jeff in Maine, I appreciate the call. All right, take care. Yeah. Okay, so there is division between the liberal fake news mainstream media and the Democrats. I want to play this for you. We'll take some more calls. Hold on. If you're on hold, stand by. This is Dana Bash on CNN live with Pizza the Hut, Jerry Nadler. Listen.
I want you and our viewers to listen to something that you said during the impeachment of Bill Clinton in 1998.
Steve Kane Show.
There must never be a narrowly voted impeachment or an impeachment substantially supported by one of our major political parties and largely opposed by the other. Such an impeachment would lack legitimacy would produce divisiveness and bitterness in our politics for years to come.
So right now, you are moving forward with impeachment proceedings against a Republican president without support from even one congressional Republican. Is it fair to say that this impeachment, in your words from back then, will produce divisiveness and bitterness in our politics for years to come?
Okay. Now, Pizza the Hut Nadler's response isn't important. Okay? That's not why I played that. What's important is the Dana Bash at CNN is pointing out a hypocrisy of Nadler on impeachment. CNN knows that this impeachment is not going anywhere and that the American people by the millions are opposed to it. And CNN, that's a walk. I consider that to be a walk back. I consider that CNN walking away from impeachment. 1-888-GO came 1-888-465-2631. Let's go to Steve in Royal Palm. Steve, good morning.
Morning. That caller you had that was teaching you about Democrat Party and all that, that was a classic call. I actually got a picture of that individual sitting there with his pipe, glasses, the jacket that had the leather elbow pads, in a large back chair with armrests. And he was instructing you, he was teaching you about how wrong you were and how you were thinking wrongly. He was superior to you.
And did you notice at the beginning he said he was trying to listen at headquarters but couldn't pick us up, so he had to wait till he got into his car? What kind of headquarters is he calling from? What is he, Batman? Or the Chief Gordon? What is?
What's that club? The Skull and Bones Club in Harvard?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his headquarters. He was in the Skull and Bones headquarters up at Harvard University.
Yes. Well, if you and I would become supporters of PBS like he is, we would understand and be enlightened.
Yes, but you have to understand, when you talk to liberals, when you talk to progressives, these Democrats, you must understand that you are beneath
Pizza the
them.
Hut.
They are your
Pizza the Hut
superior,
Nadler.
and that you
Look up Pizza the Hut on
voted
YouTube
for the
if you
wrong
don't.
man
Spaceballs.
to go into the presidential suite. And this is what he is, and this is what all his sycophants are.
Yeah, we need bisexual old ladies, intellectuals, to tell us what we're supposed to be doing.
Exactly. That call, I wish you would put it on loop and play it throughout the day so people that didn't hear it would hear it. But it would, and you handled them well. I give you kudos. You handled that idiot very well, and he's just going to die realizing he's too smart for everybody.
That's correct. He's just too smart and snotty and snobby and intellectual for the rest of us. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That's another example of too much education. It sounds like a ridiculous thing to so many people, but there is such a thing of having too much education.
Look at Biden. Biden now, even though he's mentally shot to heck, he talks to reporters like they're all stupid. He talks to the people like that elderly man, that 83-year-old guy. You know, he's fat, he's stupid, and that's how they look at you. That's how they look at all those people that they weren't voting for them as being stupid individuals, and that's why they get.
Well, and you know, that corrupt public official, Joe Biden, he told that 83-year-old guy that he's too old to be voting. How old is Biden? How old's Biden?
Physically, he's in his 70s. Mentally, I think he's 120.
No. He's like 78, 79 years. He's up there. I mean, he's like 3 or 4 years younger than this guy. You know, and if that guy's too old to vote, by the time he becomes the president, he's going to be almost this guy's age if he were to win. You know, so what a strange comment. You know, and I've never heard from an elderly person make to another.
Yes, but he can do push-ups.
I haven't seen him do any push-ups. I haven't seen that. I'd like to see him challenge someone to a push-up contest and actually do it right there and live. I'd like to see it.
And once he gets down to do the push-up, he presses that little thing around his neck, and it goes, "Help me! I've fallen and I can't get."
Yeah, I mean, are push-ups the new standard? Are we going to have people do push? I'll put Joe Biden up against Trump in a push-up contest. Trump is not a normal human being. He is a different type of individual. That's why he's so financially successful and president today. I think Trump could beat Biden in a push-up contest. I really do.
I would love to see if Biden gets the nod, Trump and him up on stage. It would be...
Well, who do you think? I want you to think about this. Think about this. When it comes to push-ups and fitness, you're really talking about cardiovascular fitness. Who do you think gets more cardiovascular exercise? Joe Biden or President Trump, and why?
The answer is obvious, but...
No, tell me. You think it's obvious? What do you think the answer is, Steve? You say it's obvious. See if you got the same answer as me.
I've seen Trump at several rallies.
The answer is not obvious. When it comes to Biden, it's obvious to me. When it comes to Biden and President Trump, who gets the most cardiovascular fitness? It's obvious President Trump. President Trump is married to an international supermodel, right? So sex is cardiovascular exercise. And we know he's getting a lot of it. Look at his wife.
Hey, just thinking about her, I get cardiovascular.
Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Well, maybe Biden will let you sit on his lap and play with the hair on his legs.
Oh, I feel the urge.
All right, take care, Stephen Royal Palm. We'll be right back. I'm Brian. This is The Steve Kane Show. Don't go anywhere.
Homeowners, would you like to save money each and every month? Of course you would. We all want to save more money. But how? By calling I Will Advisors, that's how, at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. And have their expert team review your homeowner's policy. I Will Advisors will review your policy at no charge. Most homeowners never review their policy, but it should be reviewed every year. You commercial property owners, same goes for your property insurance policy. So what are you waiting for? Call I Will Advisors and start saving money. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
This is Lori Kane, and I want to tell you about Brighton Dental Care. I just had a lot of work done, and I avoided going to the dentist for a lot of years because I was afraid of the cost. But I went to Brighton Dental for my free consultation, which, by the way, he offers to all Steve Kane listeners. I had 2 cavities. I needed a crown on top and a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse, they would have put me down. So I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has Saturday appointments available, and they saved me a ton of money. And I will be a patient for life. Don't let cost stop you from taking care of your teeth. Brighton Dental gives Steve Kane listeners incredible discounts on all dental procedures, just like they gave me. Prices are so reasonable, you don't have to worry about the cost. So call Brighton Dental today at 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. You can visit them at brightondental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you.
Medical billing sticker shock. Ever had that happen to you?
Steve Kane
You go
Show.
to your mailbox and get a bill for a routine test, and you owe lots of money. You thought it was covered by your insurance, but it wasn't. The cost of healthcare shouldn't break your budget, and you know what? It doesn't have to. This is Brian Craig, and I want to save you a lot of money on lab tests, like cholesterol test, diabetes test, thyroid screenings, drug test, STD test, and whatever other test you need. These are common lab tests that can cost hundreds of dollars if you go to your doctor's office or to one of the big labs. But there is a solution at any lab test now of Plantation where you will save money, big money, on medical tests. Save time too. In and out in 15 minutes or less. Avoid medical billing sticker shock. I've been going to any lab test now at Plantation for years now for my lab test, and they've saved me thousands of dollars on my test. If you have any questions or want a quote on a lab test, give them a call. 954-916-1072.
Steve Kane Show.
954-916-1072. The Any Lab Test Now and Plantation staff will answer any questions you have, or just stop by. No appointment is needed. No doctor's order or prescription either. Any Lab Test Now and Plantation is located in the Jacaranda Plaza. That's the public shopping center in Plantation, just west of University Drive, on the north side of Sunrise Boulevard. When you stop in, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show. 954-916-1072. 954-916-1072 for Any Lab Test Now of Plantation.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for it.
All right. Yes, we are back. Brian Craig here with you. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. On the radio since 1977. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Yeah, this is Mike.
Oh, hey, Mike.
How young the president looks. I mean, most guys seem to age as they go along in the office, right? You know, Obama looked like he didn't look in his 50s when he left. He looked like he was in his 60s or 70s. You know, think about it.
Yeah, he's like President Trump is getting younger the longer he's in office. Yeah.
It's like he's in his maybe.
Yeah. So let me getting up to date on what's going on here. So Nancy Pelosi, they take the impeachment vote. Nancy Pelosi doesn't have the votes. Impeachment doesn't pass in the House. What does Pelosi do after that? She loses the impeachment vote in the House, which looks like it very well could happen. What happens next?
Remember this about Pelosi. She had to fight to get the speakership in the first place because there were people that were going to run against her. Now, I don't foresee her. She may win her seat out of California because she's going to be in that seat as long as she lives. But she's not going to be in the leadership of the House.
So she'll lose her spot. Okay. All right, Mike. Appreciate the call. Doug, you're on the radio.
Senator, good morning. Yeah, you know that arrogant caller that called before, and that gentleman just said, and you said. Too much education. I don't think the guy's educated at all. I think he's made a fool out of himself.
Yeah.
And that, he's going to wait until after the impeachment trial to decide. Meanwhile, he has no idea if there's any reason to impeach him.
Yeah.
Idiot, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what that is that, the PBS donor, the PBS guy that called, that is really a concession from him, from the left, that they got nothing on this president. So let's just have the trial and maybe we'll find something. We've got nothing. He couldn't give me a reason or anything that he's done to impeach him.
Just like when they say, Trump lied thousands of times. I asked.
Yeah.
Name one. Nobody can answer that question.
By the way, lying is not impeachable. Lying is not impeachable. Lying under oath is, like Bill Clinton did. But general lying is not an impeachable offense. I mean, the whole country would be impeached if that were an impeachable offense. All right. Appreciate the call, Doug. Oh man, Friendly Tire. We talk about these great deals over at Friendly Tire, and they are incredible deals on new and used tires. New tires. I mean, listen to these savings. This is just spectacular. On my daughter Emily's car. The lowest price I could find around town for new tires on my daughter Emily's car, $135 a tire. It's got one of those little tiny Fiat Pop, $135 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $65 a tire, a $70 savings per tire. The savings per tire was greater than the cost of the tire, $65 a tire. These are new tires out the door and on the road because Friendly Tire does not charge you to balance the tire, and they don't charge you to mount the tire. The price that Mike gives you over the phone is the price. My wife's car, the lowest price I could... Oh, and by the way, on my daughter's car, I went in for, free mounting. I know, it's unheard of in the industry. Friendly Tire, free mounting, free balancing, no added charges. I went in to buy 2 new tires for my daughter's car. I bought 4 new tires because the prices were so low. And I remember I took the car home, and I said, hey, let's take a ride around the block on the new tires. And she says, Dad, it's like driving on pillows. Absolutely, absolutely. My wife's car, the lowest price I could find around town, $165 a tire. Friendly Tire's price, $75 a tire. Again, new tires, out the door and on the road, $75 a tire. A $90 savings per tire. Again, the savings per tire greater than the cost of the tire. Steve's van, his Toyota van, the lowest price we could find around town, $175 a tire. Friendly Tire's price, $75 a tire. A $100 savings per tire. Again, that's out the door and on the road. No mounting charges, no balancing charges. The price is the price, no added fees. $75 a tire. These are all brand new tire prices. And there's no need to be driving around on old, bald tires any longer because Friendly Tire has such low prices. And I'll tell you, You know, a lot of you got kids, you've got grandkids. Tires are a great Christmas gift. I promise you, parents and grandparents, your kids and grandkids, even your adult kids, would love a set of new tires for Christmas. And the prices are so low, it's an incredible idea. I know a lot of your kids and grandkids are coming home for the holiday season from college. They're going to drive back to school. Take their car over to Friendly Tire, get new tires. With these prices, come on. You don't want you or your kids or your grandkids or your wife or your mom or your dad driving around on old, bald tires, and they don't have to. Friendly Tire's prices are so incredibly low. They also have thousands of used tires in stock, starting at just $30 a tire. Give Mike a call over at Friendly Tire. He will give you a quote right over the phone, 954-977-9445. Friendly Tire's address and phone number are listed at stevekaneshow.com in case you miss it here on the show. 954-977-9445. Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire will give you a quote right over the phone. Did I say, I think I might have, good used tires starting at just $30 a tire? I know, great deals, huh? And they also do tire repairs starting at just $7. Friendly Tire is located in Margate, 5415 Northwest 15th Street, which is just north of Coconut Creek Parkway on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Steve in Royal Palm Beach, he drove all the way from Royal Palm Beach to Friendly Tire because the tire prices are so low. And that's a 50-minute drive each way for Steve in Royal Palm Beach. That's right, he drove a 2-hour round trip to get these great prices they have at Friendly Tire. When you talk to Mike, make sure you tell him you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net. We'll be right back.
So you've been told you need a medical test. What are you going
Steve
to
Kane
have?
Show.
Expensive if you...
Hold on, you're not on the air yet. You're not on the air. Hold on.
Of the cost. Then I discovered any lab test now of Plantation, where they guarantee the lowest prices on all of their thousands of lab tests. Any lab test now at Plantation's goal is to save you money and get you in and out in 15 minutes or less. At any lab test now at Plantation, you never need an appointment. You can walk right in and have one of their thousands of tests done for just a fraction of what the big labs or your doctor's office charges. Give them a call, 954-916-1072. 954-916-1072. Tell them what test you need, and they will give you a quote right over the phone. 954-916-1072. Any lab test now in Plantation is located in the Jacaranda Plaza. That's the public shopping center in Plantation, just west of University Drive, on the north side of Sunrise Boulevard. Any lab test now in Plantation. Private and affordable lab testing. 954-916-1072.
For the best wings in this town, it's Wings Plus. Wings that are first grilled and then fried to make them extra crispy, served with blue cheese and celery. Try the Jamaican jerk, the lemon pepper wings, the honey mustard wings, the garlic wings, and 15
Oh, yeah, you saw the
other
video?
varieties.
Yeah.
That's Wings Plus.
I know, it's
Located
wild.
at 9880 Sample Road in Coral Springs with a politically elite meat.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the radio since 1977. Good morning. You are on the radio.
Good morning. How's it going this morning?
It's going. How are you? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Patriarch Rancher up here from Oklahoma.
Oh, well, okay. We'll find out how patriotic you are.
Well, I'm a 12th generation vet, and
Yeah. Oh, you're a 12th generation vet. Are you, doctor? How long have you been a doctor of veterinary medicine? You're a vet?
Veteran.
Oh, a veteran. Oh, okay. All right. You said vet. I thought you said Oklahoma. I thought you might, work on dogs or cows.
Talking about what we're seeing now is just nothing but a farce, because this whole impeachment inquiry originally started over a phone call, but now it is turned away from the phone call since they don't have
I can't help
anything
myself.
on it, to where it's strictly about the election and the Russia meddling and Jerry Nadler and everybody trying to come up with lies, more ways than any, to try to prove that Trump is wrong. But the problem is, every lie they come up with brings out the truth on the Democrats and what they've been doing wrong.
Yeah.
Generations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What'd you do? What? You were in the service. What did you do in the military? What branch were you in?
I started out at 11 Bravo, United States Army, and I switched over to Cavalry Scout.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? We had this Islamic terrorist attack at the Pensacola Naval Station over the weekend, and there seems to be a lot of reluctance to call it a terrorist attack.
It was a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
We've become a society that is being dominated by emotions. And we need to get away from that, because, tell you what, emotions does not involve realistic happenings. When you got people out there killing other people, hollering all
Hey, Gina. Thank you, Gina. Make sure you subscribe.
Doing this for a religious reason? Bullshit.
Oh, whoa, no. Oh, we're on the radio. You can't say those words on the radio. Well, that's why there's a delay. But he's passionate. He is. If you watch on the live streams, you can hear it all. You hear everything on the live streams, because you can say anything on the internet. Oh, man. A passionate Trump supporter and vet. Not a doctor of veterinary medicine. A veteran of the United States Army. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so major divisions. Dana Bash at CNN walking away from impeachment. I'll play that. I played that clip earlier. And here's someone we haven't heard from in a while. South Florida's own Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I forgot about Debbie Wasserman Schultz. We haven't heard from her or about her in so long. Here's Debbie Wasserman Schultz talking about President Trump and impeachment.
Federico, what came to my mind as soon as I heard that that he yet again refused to participate in his own defense is that the innocent defend themselves vigorously and vociferously. The guilty hide, obstruct, lie, and obfuscate. And so it's very clear that President Trump is going to cower in the corner because he is absolutely guilty of all of those, of an abuse of power, of obstructing Congress, of trying to get a foreign power to interfere in our elections for his own personal and political benefit, and withheld vital foreign aid that was appropriations law. And if those aren't impeachable offenses, then, as one of the constitutional scholars said last week, nothing is.
Oh, one of the constitutional scholars, those three intellectual snobs last week. Oh, boy. So she doesn't like the way he's defending himself. And since she doesn't think he is appropriately defending himself, he's obviously guilty, because a guilty person would defend themselves. Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. So anyone who puts up a strong defense is not guilty? Is that what Debbie Wasserman Schultz is telling us? Really? Roger Stone put up a huge defense. Manafort put up a huge defense. Since they put up a strong defense, they're obviously not guilty, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Democrats are just unhinged. They're unhinged, but they're always unhinged, and they're insane on top of it. Think about it. Michael Savage coined that phrase, liberalism is a mental disorder. When you think about liberals today, and you talk to liberals, and you hear them speak, do any of them sound rational? I'm not talking about you disagree with them on the issues. Do they seem together and sane? I don't think so at all. I don't think so at all. No, they've got they've got some problems here. Their front runner, Joe Biden, the Democrat front runner, Joe Biden. This is an amazing thing, right? He's their front runner. He's talking about children sitting on his lap, playing with the hair on his legs. Smelling the hair of women that he's taking photographs with. I mean, he's just he's got a lot of problems. A video has surfaced this morning of Joe Biden back in 1993. I mean, there's been so many things. Remember, they had the audio where he was opposed to busing, which was how the school systems were integrated and things he was opposed. So he basically came out against the integration of public schools. And there was audio of this that didn't stop him. Now there's a video of Joe Biden in 1993 where he is defending the flag, a Democrat flag, no doubt about it. But Joe Biden, new video has surfaced from 1993, that's when Bill Clinton was president, of Joe Biden defending the Democrat Confederate battle flag, the stars and bars, and also defending those who fly the Democrat Confederate flag. Listen to this.
The senator made a very moving and eloquent speech as a son of the Confederacy.
Son of the Confederacy. This is amazing. Here's Biden. Here's Biden praising a son of the Confederacy. Yeah, this is your front runner, Democrats. This is your front runner.
The senator made a very moving and eloquent speech as a son of the Confederacy. Acknowledging that it was time to change and yield to a position that Senator Carol Mosley Braun raised on the floor of the Senate, not granting a federal charter to a organization made up of many fine people who continue to display the Confederate flag.
Fine people, honorable sons of the Confederacy, and fine people display the Confederate flag. People on the left who deny hardcore media, fake news, and deny that the media just hates on Republicans, Trump in particular. How much must come out on Joe Biden, and they're still defending him, right? He's defending the Confederate flag. He's defending those who fly the Confederate flag. He's talking about children playing with the hair on his legs and sitting on his lap. He's on tape talking about how he ran a shakedown operation on the Ukraine to keep the Ukrainian government to get that prosecutor off his son's company's back. It's just scandal after scandal after scandal. Listen to this. Now, this is something that was only in the news here in South Florida. I was talking to some people about this yesterday. This blew their minds. The president winters here at his home at Mar-a-Lago, the southern White House, the Florida White House, Mar-a-Lago, the Florida White House. The Florida White House, the Southern White House. I'm not sure. What are we going to call Mar-a-Lago? I like the Florida, because I like Florida. I like the Florida White House, Mar-a-Lago. President Trump's first winter at Mar-a-Lago, there was this huge anti-Trump protest at Mar-a-Lago. It was the first winter President Trump was here. The first holiday season. I don't remember if it was Thanksgiving or Christmas, but it was in the winter season. The local news in Palm Beach County, where Mar-a-Lago is located, sent a reporter with a camera to speak to the protesters in front of Mar-a-Lago. Who was there? Who was among the women? There was a group of women in particular. This was during the skanky Stormy Daniels era. So there was a group of women outraged at his treatment of Stormy Daniels. Now keep in mind, if Stormy Daniels was telling the truth, which she was not, but if she was telling the truth, the only thing she accused him of was consensual sex, right? Even though she was lying. But anyway, a group of women were at Mar-a-Lago protesting the president's treatment of women. This was during the Stormy Daniels thing. Local news in Palm Beach go down there, and who did they find? A name that will be very familiar to a lot of you. Casey Anthony. Casey Anthony. Like O.J. Simpson, she was acquitted, but Casey Anthony is one of the most notorious suspected child killers of our time. And the local news in Palm Beach, they went there. Not only did they see Casey Anthony, they spoke to Casey Anthony on camera. I only saw that story in the local news because I get the local news because I live in the county where that there's the coverage area. So I saw it on the local news. It blew my mind. And I talked about it on the air the next day. And I thought, well, this will be all over Fox. It'll be all over the news. Casey Anthony, this was a couple years ago, and Casey Anthony, notorious trial, notorious person, not a mention. Not a mention. Having Casey Anthony protest President Trump would be like having O.J. Simpson down there protesting President Trump, and it didn't make the news. That's the media bias, right? That's the media bias. And every time you hear something from Joe Biden, you see the media bias. You know, this roughing up that Pelosi did with the reporter last week. On MSNBC, they're like, don't speak to Pelosi unless she calls on you. Oh, well, I didn't know she was a queen. I didn't know we had to wait to be spoken to by the queen. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's take our last break of the second hour. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. The Steve Kane Show on the radio since 1977. We'll take our break and be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Did you know that your skin is your largest organ? Yet, it's probably the most neglected. Living in South Florida means having an annual checkup for skin cancer is vital. We live in the Sunshine State after all, and our skin bears the brunt of the sunshine. It's time to have your annual skin checkup. There's no better doctor to take care of this for you than Dr. Jose Mendez. Dr. Mendez is a board-certified dermatologist, and when it comes to caring for your skin and making sure that it is healthy as possible and skin cancer-free, you want Dr. Mendez as your personal dermatologist. Dr. Mendez is caring and very knowledgeable. Your annual skin cancer exam is covered by Medicare. Dr. Mendez also takes most other insurances. Steve Kane recently had his annual skin cancer checkup. It was easy breezy. Dr. Mendez examined him from head to toe, took off a few things, and now Steve is good to go. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681. When you call, make sure to ask for Sarah. She takes extra good care of Steve Kane listeners and will get you an appointment fast. Early detection of skin cancer can save your life. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681.
Will reimburse payments up to a total of $1,800 based on purchase of MSRP and approved credit. Excludes tax, titanium, includes $8.99 dealer fee. Offer ends store 31/19.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the rematch of the prize fight of the century. In this corner, the reigning 5-time champ, Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 for SCT. And in this corner, challengers from every other manufacturer. The challengers come out swinging, but Toyota of Hollywood delivers a crushing blow by selling Toyotas at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 Camry SE, not $28,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $21,000, $12,775. Buy any new Toyota and we'll make your payments for 12 months. At Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Hey guys, this is Kathy, Brian's wife. Last year I got Brian a MyPillow for Christmas and it was his favorite present.
That's right, Kathy. In fact, I loved MyPillow so much, I got you one and Emily one the following week. And then a few months later, I got a MyPillow pet bed for our dog, Nina.
Our entire household sleeps on a MyPillow, and I have to say, a MyPillow will give you the best sleep of your life.
It's not just height. There's a reason the MyPillow is so popular. It will actually help you sleep deeper, and you will wake up rested.
If you're looking for the perfect gift for someone you care about, a MyPillow is the way to go.
And if you know someone with pets, a MyPillow pet bed is a great gift.
There are so many awesome products at MyPillow.com. You're bound to find the perfect gift for everyone on your list, and they can be shipped directly to the recipient.
When you order at MyPillow.com, make sure to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, for great radio discounts, like the BOGO 2-for-1 MyPillow offer. Buy one MyPillow and get the second one for free when you use the promo code KANE. And pet beds, just $19.99 when you use the promo code KANE at checkout.
This Christmas, make it a MyPillow Christmas.
Order at MyPillow.com or call 1-800-716-4879. From our house to your house. Merry Christmas.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right. We are back. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Welcome back, one and all. Yeah, so now they're all excited about the Inspector General's report. So they've got this Inspector General. Oh, yeah, FBI, no, nothing wrong, spy, putting surveillance on the home and offices of a presidential candidate. Nothing, no political bias there. Comey struck, nothing wrong. This one guy that no one's ever heard of, this lower-level attorney, he's a bad dude, but Comey and Strzok and Page and Bruce and Nellie, they're all good people. Listen, I'm listening to Chris Wallace yesterday on Fox News, and I almost threw up on myself. I was so disgusted by it. I'm serious. So Chris Wallace, with his arrogant tone, when the Inspector General's report shows that there was no political motivation by Comey and the FBI, what will the conspiracy theorists say then? Jeez. Listen, just because something is a conspiracy does not mean that it's a joke. Okay? There are conspiracy theories that are jokes. Okay, but there are conspiracies that are true, okay? And to see what is going on and recognize a conspiracy is not, a lack of credit. But I will tell you, Chris Wallace, what we will say. This is what we will say because it's true. If this Inspector General's report clears Comey and the conspirators that were spying on the home and campaign offices of a presidential candidate, Donald Trump, at Trump Tower, we will say that you've got another bureaucrat hack, Inspector General, who was appointed by Barack Obama. What do we expect from someone that's part of the establishment, the bureaucracy, and someone who was appointed by Barack Obama? And we'll have to wait for Barr's investigation through the U.S. Attorney Durham to tell us what happened. Okay? And come out with the indictments. That's what we'll say, Chris Wallace. That's what I mean by the news media. Okay, that's what I mean by the news media. They think we're all stupid people, like that caller I had in the first hour, the PBS supporter. They think we're stupid people and that they can flood us with garbage, and they've been telling us for a week or so now that the Inspector General's report was going to clear all these people. We know what they did. Trump came out during the campaign in 2015 and said, Obama's spying on me. And what I'm imagining at that point is that his Trump Tower security staff found it. And there was a delay on President Trump receiving Secret Service protection. And a lot of people believe that was because the Secret Service, not being part of the conspiracy, would start doing special sweeps and they would discover this spy operation at Trump Tower. So if the Inspector General's report clears Comey and all the rest and blames everything on this unknown lefty FBI attorney, we're not going to buy it. We know what happened. There's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's YouTube. There's all these ways for us to communicate and know what's going on now and spread the word. And there's many news organizations out there other than the mainstream media. We know what happened. And it'll be unfortunate if the Inspector General blows his credibility with this. And you can tell over the weekend, and I was watching the news early this morning as I was doing my show prep for the radio show this morning. They're doing victory laps over the Inspector General report. which is amazing that they've all seen it. They all know what's in it already. I thought this was supposed to be withheld and confidential, and the fact that the mainstream media are already briefed on what's in the Inspector General's report is enough to tell you that it's bureaucrat swamp dwelling BS. The Durham investigation, you don't hear any details about that because it's being conducted properly. You don't leak information about criminal investigations. If the Inspector General's report was a legitimate investigation with legitimate results of what happened, it wouldn't be leaked to the media already. They would find out when it was released. So if the Inspector General's report tells us what they're telling us it says, just the fact that they're able to tell us what's in it is enough to discredit it, right? Why would they be leaking it out? And why do they have to condition us? Because what they're doing is they're trying to brainwash us. They're trying to condition us that that everything's okay, that nobody did it. Come on. We all know what Comey did. We all know what Brennan did. We all know what Clapper did. We all know what Stroke and Page did. We all know what Bruce and Nellie Orr did. And we don't care what an Inspector General tells us. Oh, boy. Now, yesterday, I was a very lucky guy. I got to take an exclusive VIP tour of the Celebrity Edge, which is Celebrity Cruise Line's newest ship. And it's the cruise ship that we're taking our cruise on next year, December 6th. The Steve Kane, Donald Trump 2020 Victory Cruise sets sail for 7 days on the Celebrity Edge to the Eastern Caribbean. And we've got some good destinations, which I'll tell you more about as time goes on. But go to my YouTube channel, Brian Craig on YouTube. Watch this tour we took yesterday of the Celebrity Edge. It's the tour video is also at stevekaneshow.com. I posted it there this morning, and it's on all of our social media pages as well. My wife edited this video yesterday, and it is, I was, before we took the tour, the Celebrity Edge is billed, rightly so, I learned yesterday, as the most luxurious and also most advanced cruise ship on the ocean. And I watched some videos of the Edge online over the last few weeks. I've seen some videos, and I got to tell you, my tour of the Celebrity Edge is, I think, the best tour anyone has ever done in the form of a video. My wife did an incredible job editing the video, as she always does, but we were able to see parts of the ship that very few people get to see. And we had a special VIP tour. So check it out. It's at stevekaneshow.com as well as my YouTube channel. I was there with Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot, along with some people that have cruised with us before. They're cruising with us on the next cruise. And when we get everything organized, we'll start telling you details. But we are told this ship is the most advanced. You've got to see this video. The most advanced cruise ship I've ever seen. I've been taking, I say this on the video, the first cruise I went on was in 1989 out of Miami. It was on the SS Emerald Seas. And I've been going on cruises for 30 years. And this ship, the Celebrity Edge that we're going on, is unlike any cruise ship that I've ever seen, sat foot on, or even imagined. It's taken cruising to a whole new level. And we are doing this Donald Trump victory cruise because it's right after the re-election of the president. We leave on December 6th next year, 2020. It's going to be a great time. We already have a lot of people booked on this cruise, and it's a year away, but you can make a reservation. I think a small deposit of $100 locks you in, and there are lots of great benefits, which Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot will tell you about when you're calling to booking so early. Give Ian a call, 561-244-5779, 561-244-5779. But go and watch the tour that we took of the Celebrity Edge yesterday. It is I've never seen anything like it. Oh, and the food. Oh man, they took us to the dining room, let us order anything off the menu. I had the best lunch meal I've had ever in my. It was very upscale. The food was delicious, spectacular, just like the entire ship. From we went top to bottom, forward, aft, everywhere. We saw everything on this ship. So go watch my video tour of the Celebrity Edge. That video was made yesterday. Again, the video on my YouTube channel, Brian Craig on YouTube, and also at SteveKaneShow.com. Go check it out. And I can't wait to hear what you all think of this ship. It's going to blow your mind away. You've never seen anything like it. All right, 2 hours down, 1 to go. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. We'll be back for the third and final hour after this.
0.3 FM, 96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and AM 1470. WWNN Pompano Beach is the Florida Money Talk Network.
Dr. Mitch Matez. Dr. Matez, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Brian. Brian, I've been talking a lot on the show about the no pee shot, the technique we use to stop the women from urinating when they cough, sneeze, laugh, etc. The technique is actually called the O shot. O stands for orgasm. The O shot is a simple, painless office procedure that can increase someone's orgasmic abilities, increase their sensation, increase their libido, a host of other things, all while rejuvenating their sexual health. In fact, if you've never had an orgasm, you should call me. The O shot is a really cool thing, folks. There's a plethora of information on the internet. If you Google it, you'll find a whole bunch of stuff. You can start with our website, which is www.hormonetherapybocaratone.com, or you can give us a call, 561-953-5490. That's 561-953-5490 if you'd like some more information on the O-Shot.
And it's always a free consultation for Steve Kane listeners with Dr. Mitch Matez. Call his office, 561-953. Yeah, go watch the video, guys. It'll blow your mind. 561-953-5490. All right, Dr. Matez, take care. We'll talk again soon.
Thank you, Brian. Have a great day.
This is Steve Kane. When it comes to looking your best, sometimes you need a little extra help. Dr. Nathan at the Nathan Clinic is a renowned plastic surgeon here in South Florida who will bring out your most beautiful self. Dr. Nathan, highly skilled, knows how to reveal your inner beauty and make you look your absolute best. He's a board-certified plastic surgeon. People come from miles around just because of his extraordinary skills and his caring bedside manner. Dr. Nathan performs breast augmentations, facelifts, Botox, tummy tucks, liposuction, and much, much more. Visit his website. Read the testimonials from his patients. They love Dr. Nathan, and you will too. He has years of experience and impressive credentials that make Dr. Nathan the only plastic surgeon you need visit. He'll advise you and tell you the best course of action so that you will always remain true to who you are. You can contact Dr. Nathan for a no-charge consultation by calling 305 area code 680-5121. That's area code 305-680-5121 or online at drnathan.com. Tell him you heard it on the Steve Kane Show.
So you've been told you need a medical test. What are you going to have to pay? Health tests can be very expensive if you go to your doctor's office or to one of the big labs. It can cost you hundreds of dollars. Sometimes I haven't had tests because of the cost. Then I discovered Any Lab Test Now of Plantation, where they guarantee the lowest prices on all of their thousands of lab tests. Any Lab Test Now of Plantation's goal is to save you money and get you in and out in 15 minutes or less. At Any Lab Test Now of Plantation, you never need an appointment. You can walk right in and have one of their thousands of tests done for just a fraction of what the big labs or your doctor's office charges. Give them a call, 954-916-1072, 954-916-1072. Tell them what test you need, and they will give you a quote right over the phone, 954-916-1072. Any Lab Test Now of Plantation is located in the Jacaranda Plaza. That's the public shopping center in Plantation, just west of University Drive, on the north side of Sunrise Boulevard. Any Lab Test Now of plantation, private and affordable lab testing. 954-916-1072.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
The Steve Kane Show is live in Morning Drive, 6 till 9 a.m. weekdays, and overnights, midnight till 6 a.m., 7 nights a week. To call the show toll-free, 1...
All right. Yes, I'm Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest-running radio show, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Welcome back, one and all. Oh, my goodness, I tell you. So, Pizza the Hut, Jerry Nadler. If you don't get Pizza the Hut, it's from Spaceballs. Look it up on YouTube, and you'll say, oh, yeah, Pizza the Hut. Not Jabba the Hutt, Pizza the Hut. Nadler said there may be an impeachment vote this week. There may be an impeachment. You know, all this talk about witnesses, this witness, that witness. Will Trump be a witness? Will this person be a witness? Though there was one witness who testified in front of the entire media who was also the alleged victim. When it comes to something like this, right? Blackmail, quid pro quo. They changed it from quid pro quo to blackmail because their surveys, their polling told them that unless you live in New York City or California, you don't know what quid pro quo means, so they had to call it something else. The most important victim, the most important witness, who's the alleged victim, testified in front of the entire American and international media. The president of Ukraine himself. Oh, yeah, bribery. Did I say blackmail? Blackmail, bribery, quid pro quo. It's all there. They got it all. They're polling. They know. They're using all words, everything. They're throwing everything. When they came out and accused him of doing something which he did not do, which was hold up the aid, they got the aid. He gave it to him. It was during the time when the Ukrainian president was in New York City at the UN. He was up there with Trump. He had a press conference. He was in front of the entire media of the world and including the United States. A reporter asked him if there was pressure put upon him for a quid pro quo to investigate Biden and Hunter Biden with the U.S. aid. And the president of Ukraine said, nobody pushed me, no quid pro quo. That's it. He's the one they're saying is a victim. He says it didn't even happen, and he was on the phone call. Okay, we don't. And these Democrats, their debate, they won't even call it a transcript. They call it a memo, because a memo is just a little bit of what was there, not an actual transcript. So we're going to call it a memo, not a transcript. The Ukrainian president said nobody pushed me, no quid pro quo. He said it. They totally ignored that. You got no victim. You got no crime. You've got no offense. The alleged victim cleared Trump. That's all you needed to know. So, what the hell? You know, what's going on here? What are they voting on this week? And we already know, Al Green said last week, Al Green should stick to the music. He did very well with his musical career. In politics, he's all over TV making a fool of himself. But Al Green, he was asked the other day, if the Senate acquits President Trump, what next? And he says, well, there's no limit on how many times we can impeach a president. We'll just keep impeaching him and sending it to the Senate over and over again. He'll do something else. We'll just keep impeaching him. That tells you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. I tell you, these people, they're out of their minds. And then Al Green on TV over the weekend, something about slavery, and then this.
of invidious discrimination as it relates to LGBTQ community, the anti-Semitism, the racism, the Islamophobia, the transphobia, and also the misogyny that he has exemplified. I don't think our work is done.
Okay. So until he agrees with us on certain things, our work's not done. We're going to keep impeaching him. This new line that they have, this new talking point, last week it was bribery. Week before that it was quid pro quo. This week they're calling the president an anti-Semite because he said Jews instead of the Jewish people, and because he said there's some tough Jews out there that are killers. So now they're calling him an anti-Semite. His daughter's a Jew. His grandchildren are Jews. He moved the Israeli capital to the capital of Israel. I mean, no other president would do that. Even George W. Bush said he'd move the embassy. He never did it. They never do it. He did it, but he's an anti-Semite now. You know, there was a time when if you met here in South Florida a conservative Jew, it was like rare and unheard of. Oh my goodness, you're a Republican and you're a Jew? This is crazy. This is what you know. And now you rarely run into a Jew who doesn't support Trump. You know, the biggest political movement in America today is the walk away movement, and you never hear about it. Walk away isn't just blacks. It isn't just gays that are walking away from the Democrat Party, okay? It's a lot of blacks, and it's a lot of gays, and it's a lot of Latinos, and a lot of Latinas. And you know what? Jews, too, are walking away. That's true. But now they're calling Trump an anti-Semite. They're calling Trump an anti-Semite because they're fighting for Florida. And Florida historically has had a strong liberal Jewish vote, right? And they have polling data that shows that they're losing the Jews. So what they're doing is they're now calling him an anti-Semite. They think, well, if we call him an anti-Semite, a lot of these Jews that are leaning towards Trump or have walked away to Trump, they'll come back because they don't want to vote for an anti-Semite. Every week, it's a new catchphrase with these people, an act of desperation to get a little bit of support. Here's President Trump yesterday. They're saying this is anti-Semitic.
We have to get the people of our country, of this country, to love Israel more. I have to tell you that. We have to do it. We have to get them to love Israel more. Because you have people that are Jewish people, that are good people, they don't love Israel enough. You know that. You know that.
That's true. And that's true. That's not anti-Semitic. That's the truth. In fact, you talk to Jews. Some of the most vocal supporters of the enemies of Israel are Jews, liberal Jews. You know, liberal Jews are not religious. There's a lot of people don't know this outside of places like Florida and New York and places where there's, large Jewish populations. But there are Reform Jews and Orthodox Jews. Reform Jews are liberal, but they're not religious. They're not religious. Orthodox Jews are religious Jews. And to Reform Jews that are liberal typically, although more and more Reform Jews are Trump-supporting Republicans now. Big walk-away movement going on. Big transition going on among Reform Jews. We have more Reform Jews voting Republican probably than we've ever had in the history of elections right now. Okay? That's why they're calling Trump an anti-Semite. But to liberal Reform Jews, they're not religious. To them, being Jewish is like someone's Italian or someone's Greek. You know what I mean? It's like to them, it's an ethnicity. It's not a religious thing, and and because of that, they don't have a bond. Yeah, they don't have a bond to Israel. And what Trump said there is not anti-Semitic. It's something that's been talked about for decades, and Jews in Florida, Jews in that audience, Jews around the world, Jews around America know that that is exactly true. that there are too many Jews that don't support Israel enough. They don't have a bond. They don't have a connection. Right? But again, there's been a big walk-away movement. It used to be if we, you run into someone who is a conservative Jew, you would say, oh, you're Orthodox. Oh, of course you're conservative. But that's not the way it is anymore. It's amazing. And you really see it a lot in South Florida. We have a large Jewish population here, and you see it so much in interactions you have with people that more and more, it's like when I was at the Trump rally 2 weeks ago, I couldn't believe how many blacks were there, because usually you'd see 1 or 2 black people at a Trump rally. I've never seen so many black people at a Republican event as I saw at the Trump rally. It was absolutely amazing. You know, that one black guy, Blacks for Trump, he goes to every Trump rally. He's always behind Trump. And he's a good guy, and he does a lot of good stuff, but I think he gives a false impression like he is the black for Trump as opposed to blacks for Trump. Is huge. There has been such a massive walk away from the Democrat Party by blacks for Trump. It's massive. You know, I made a YouTube video about this on Friday. I went to the car wash on Friday, and I was wearing a Trump shirt. And I go into the car wash. The girl that checked me in at the car wash that I paid was a young black girl, 18 to 20, no older than 20 years old. And she saw my Trump shirt. It was, you guys have seen it. It's a shirt I wear sometimes with George Washington with the red hat on, and it says "Make America." Pretty funny, you know? And she said, "I love your shirt, love Trump." Boom. I didn't ask her age. She was between 18 and 20 years old. So she's like right out of high school, college age, black, and works at a car wash. When have you ever heard a young black female between the ages of 18 and 20 vocally support any Republican? It's unheard of before Trump. It's absolutely amazing. It was so amazing. I made a YouTube video about it right there on the spot, so you could see. You could go and watch it. I know. That is why they're impeaching. There's many reasons they're impeaching Trump. None of them are that he did anything wrong. But the Democrats, see, you know, a lot of times people go, this poll, that poll. And, you know, I always tell Steve, I don't follow the polls. The polls are all fake that we see on TV. The ones we have access to are fake. But the Democrat Party have real polls that are scientific polls that we never see. And the polls that the Democrats are looking at, that they don't show us, okay, the scientifically accurate polls that they use for their election strategies are giving them nothing but disastrous bad news for them. And that bad news is they're losing Jews. So, okay, we got to call him an anti-Semite. Oh, we've lost the blacks. He's a racist. That's what they're doing. And they're in a total meltdown panic right now. But you know what? That's good for us. Let's take our break. 17 minutes after 8 o'clock in the morning. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call, 1-888-465-2631. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. My name's Brian. We'll be back right after this.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
This is Lori Kane, and I'm going to tell you about Brighton Dental Care. I just had a lot of work done, and I avoided going to the dentist for a lot of years because I was afraid of the cost. But I went to Brighton Dental for my free consultation, which, by the way, he offers to all Steve Kane listeners. I had 2 cavities, I needed a crown on top and a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse, they would have put me down. So I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has Saturday appointments available, and they saved me a ton of money.
I don't hate
and
Facebook
I will
viewers.
Be patient for life.
What makes you say that?
Stop you from taking care of your teeth. Brighton Dental gives Steve Kane listeners incredible discounts.
Why would you say
on all
that?
dental procedures, just like they gave me. Prices are so reasonable, you don't have to worry about the cost. So call Brighton Dental today at 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. You can visit them at brightondental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you.
Medical billing sticker shock. Ever have that happen to you? You go to your mailbox and get a bill for a routine test, and you owe lots of money. You thought it was covered by your insurance, but it wasn't. The cost of healthcare shouldn't break your budget, and you know what? It doesn't have to. This is Brian Craig, and I want to save you a lot of money on lab tests, like cholesterol test, diabetes test, thyroid screenings, drug test, STD test, and whatever other test you need. These are common lab tests, but can cost hundreds of dollars if you go to your doctor's office or to one of the big labs. But there is a solution at any lab test now of Plantation where you will save money, big money on medical tests. Save time too. In and out in 15 minutes or less. Avoid medical billing sticker shock. I've been going to any lab test now at Plantation for years now for my lab test, and they've saved me thousands of dollars on my test. If you have any questions or want a quote on a lab test, give them a call. 954-916-1072. 954-916-1072. The Any Lab Test Now at Plantation staff will answer any questions you have, or just stop by. No appointment is needed. No doctor's order or prescription either. Any Lab Test Now at Plantation is located in the Jacaranda Plaza. That's the public shopping center in Plantation, just west of University Drive, on the north side of Sunrise Boulevard. When you stop in, make sure you tell them you heard about them on The Steve Kane Show. 954-916-1072. 954-916-1072. For Any Lab Test Now of Plantation.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, guys, welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Hey, we are in Christmas season right now, man. It is Christmas season. There is no better gift than the gift of a MyPillow or one of the great MyPillow products. And when you use that promo code KANE at mypillow.com, you, well, save a lot of money. Like the BOGO 2-for-1 MyPillow offer. That's a great one. Use the promo code KANE at checkout. Buy one MyPillow. Get the second MyPillow for free at mypillow.com. The Giza Cotton MyPillow sheets. When you use the promo code KANE, you get one set of sheets and a second set of sheets free with free shipping. The MyPillow pet beds, $19.99. Incredible specials. Those are just a couple. When you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. They make great gifts for everyone on your gift-giving list. Your kids, your grandkids, mom, dad, your husband, your wife. If you are on a Secret Santa list at work, perfect. That BOGO MyPillow offer, that's 2 gifts. Checked right off the list. But you got to use that promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. And also, you can save up to $400 off the MyPillow mattress when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at mypillow.com. Great deals. Good morning. Hey, Greg, what's up?
Listen, I wanted to confirm what you're saying. Over the weekend, I went to visit a friend at a condo, like on the water, but it's heavily Jewish. And I saw him reading a Trump book, Art of the Deal, the first book he ever put out. So it caught my attention, so I just struck a conversation with him. He's Jewish. We went on to speak. He says like 75% of, he estimates 75% of the population.
You're right on the money, Brian.
There is a heavily Jewish place, is pro-Trump. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Jews are changing their viewpoint. They like Trump. The Democrats sense it. They know it. Like you said, they have internal polling that's showing it. So guess what? What do? Attack them.
Yeah, call him an anti-Semite today. Here he is. He speaks at a group He speaks to a Jewish group, hanging on his every word, loving on him and everything else, but he's an anti-Semite.
I know. It's you know what? He's the most attacked president in the history of the United States. And, you know, like I said, I'm at a heavily Jewish condo, and other people started joining in the conversation. One was not a Trump supporter. Like 6 were. So out of 7 people, 6 were Trump supporters.
Yeah, I mean, and this walk away movement is larger than we realize, and it really is. Obviously, the Trump train is a big political movement, but next to the support Trump has had, the largest grassroots, totally grassroots political movement in America today is the walk away movement. It is bigger than any grassroots movement, bigger than the Tea Party, bigger than the women's marches during the feminist era. It's because it's real and it's happening. And when you talk about Jews, blacks, a lot of gays, Latinos, Latinas walking away from the Democrats, these are safe groups that the Democrats have had in their pocket for a couple of generations. You never would have imagined they would walk away and vote Republican.
Yeah, right. The Democrats, they didn't even have to ever, go for their votes. They just counted on them. They just showed up and voted regardless. They go out there and persuade them and spend money on them. They're worried. Listen, let me ask you one last question, then I'll let you go. Who do you think Trump is going to face in the election?
It's impossible to say. It's impossible to say. I don't have a guess. It's the wild, wild west. You know, I know people are talking about Michelle coming in, talking about Hillary coming in. Every candidate that they have that's announced and is not announced is so heavily flawed when you have this incredibly powerful president. It's impossible to say no one is running the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party is involved in an internal civil war right now.
Absolutely. And by the way, one last thing, and I'll let you go. Trump has a lot of money. He's raising money, too. So he's got the presidency and funding.
Oh, he is breaking records. His funding could send men to the moon again. He's raised so much money. And, you know, the only thing we have to be careful of is not to be overconfident. If you are too overconfident, some people will, well, you know, I'm busy today. Trump doesn't need my vote. We got to be careful of that. But, yeah, and, you know, the Democrats, they have to fight for their base. You know, the Democrats, what's going on with the Democrats when we talk about Jews, blacks, Latins, and gays and the walk-away movement, it would be like it's the equivalent to the NRA membership leaving a Republican. It's that dramatic. Steve
I agree,
Show.
absolutely. So you're right. We can't be overconfident, but we're looking positive. And
yeah.
Listen, Trump supporters vote. That's the great thing. Have a good day.
That's right. All right. Greg, too. Great call. I'm glad he's back. Rabbi David, good morning.
So speaking of the topic, last night I was in Aventura at a kosher restaurant. In front of the kosher restaurant, and I sent it to you, I guess it's this message. There was a Lamborghini. On the Lamborghini was the most beautiful picture of Trump, Netanyahu, Jewish stars, the word MAGA, beautifully done, artistically done on this Lamborghini. I can't tell you, all night long, Jews just stood in front of it taking pictures in front of it.
Oh, now let's talk about this for a minute, because a lot of people don't know, even a lot of South Floridians don't know. Aventura, Florida, which I go down to on occasion, have a great mall down there. Aventura, Florida is one of the most heavily populated Jewish areas of South Florida, right? You got Turnberry Isle and all that down there. So it is probably, you would probably find a higher percentage of Jews in Aventura than you would find in many areas of Israel. It's that strong of a Jewish community.
New York City, you probably Southern Florida.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And in South Florida, a lot of Republicans do not put stickers on our cars of Republican presidents, because in the past, what happens is you put a Republican for president bumper sticker on your car, you come out and you find the taillights smashed. So to have a Lamborghini, yeah, I mean, I had this happen. My wife and I bought a Mini Cooper when Mini Coopers were new out, and they were the hottest car, and I had a Bush Cheney sticker on the back. It was parked in Boca. I come out, my taillights busted out. I couldn't believe it. Pissed me. I couldn't believe that, So to see a Republican bumper sticker on a heavily historically liberal Jewish community in Aventura on the back of a high-end luxury car like a Lamborghini.
This wasn't a bumper sticker. This was like the most artistic. The entire hood was a picture.
Really? It was painted on the Lamborghini? Oh my.
Front was Trump and
Oh my goodness.
There was the word Mac.
And Jews are lining up to take selfies in front of this Trump Lamborghini. This is I didn't get, you sent me a message of that? I didn't get it.
Literally a lie.
I didn't get your message. Well, I haven't gone through my messages this morning from over the weekend yet. So I hope that is amazing.
I was there eating with a Jewish man from New York who was totally Trump, grew up in the whole Democratic, the parents are Democrats, and he even shared with me that his father, who he said, we voted because our parents were Democrats. He said, I have to tell you, my father voted for Trump. He said it was the first time in history that his father, in his 90s, from New York, voted for Trump.
Yeah, so this is an interesting thing. So, today they're saying in the media that Trump's an anti-Semite. And, come on, you're a rabbi, so it used to be so incredibly rare to meet a Reformed Jew who supported a Republican. It was unheard of. And if you met a Republican who was a Jew, you just said, oh, you're Orthodox, right? Yeah, I'm Orthodox. Oh, okay.
I have to caution you or explain to you that there's three types of Jewish movements. There's Reform, Conservative, and Orthodox.
Yeah, okay.
Conservative with a large C, okay, is also liberal. I know it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Is also like a Reform Jew. Reform and Conservative are, and then there's Orthodox. So when Jews talk, we say, I'm a conservative Jew. We either say large C or small C. Like, I'm a conservative Jew with a small C, meaning politically, I'm.
Well, and it's amazing to me that, and I see this with Trump all the time. The stranglehold the Democrats have had on the Jewish vote, I think, is over from this point forward, and it's more than Trump moving the embassy. That's part of it, and there's been other presidents that have been supporters of Israel that didn't move the embassy. What do you think it is about Trump that has so many Jews walking away from the Democrats?
I think it's two things. I think it's everything Trump's doing with the economy. Okay, listen, I'm not stereotyping.
It sounds like it. You're saying that the Jews care about their money, Rabbi? What are you doing here?
As any American Jew, okay, the economy is a very powerful thing. And on the other side, I think that the Democrats have gone so far left and become so anti-Semitic, okay, that they just can't stand there.
Well, I think there was a big transformation back when Colombia brought Ahmadinejad to Colombia. And I think that was the beginning of a big awakening among Jews. I really do. I mean, that was so over the line and disgusting, But when this,
I hear you, but I don't know if that made the impression. I mean, that's a one-time.
I mean, how many people have you known over the years? They raise their kids right. The Jewish families. They send their kids off to college. They come back for their first winter break from college, and all of a sudden they're supporting Hamas. It used to be that way.
Right. And look, it was one thing to support liberal thoughts and concepts, but to be now supporting, Hamas, Hezbollah.
I know. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. This is how it used to be. So there's been so the walk away movement is the largest grassroots political movement of our time, and it's never talked about. Never talked about.
Still, believe me, as you know, there's still Jews, especially down here in southern Florida, that will vote Democrat. It doesn't matter what happens. And you're right. It's because they don't have. Trump was 100% right. They don't have the love for Israel. They are cultural Jews. They have a piece of.
Well, and I'll tell you another thing too, okay? So, I think a problem that a lot of Jews have had with Republicans in the past is the Pat Robertson component of the Republican Party had a lot of influence. And I think there was a view among many Jews that the Republican Party was a Christian organization more than a political movement. And I think maybe Trump has gotten away from the right-wing Christian aspect of things.
Right, well, I'll tell you, the abortion aspect was a biggie for a lot of liberal Jews. And now that they're allowing abortions, in the 10th month, okay, I think it's put them over the top also.
Abortion's an out-of-date issue. Since you have over-the-counter morning after abortion pills now, abortion is as relevant as whether or not it's going to be VHS or beta today. It's an old-time issue that's out of date, and the Democrats. Anyway, Rabbi, I got to run for a break. Thanks so much. An amazing story. We'll take our break. I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Show. Don't go anywhere.
This is Steve Kane. When it comes to looking your best, sometimes you need a little extra help. Dr. Nathan at the Nathan Clinic is a renowned plastic surgeon here in South Florida who will bring out your most beautiful self. Dr. Nathan, highly skilled, knows how to reveal your inner beauty and make you look your absolute best. He's a board-certified plastic surgeon. People come from miles around just because of his extraordinary skills and his caring bedside manner. Dr. Nathan performs breast augmentations, facelifts, Botox, tummy tucks, liposuction, and much, much more. Visit his website. Read the testimonials from his patients. They love Dr. Nathan, and you will too. He has years of experience and impressive credentials that make Dr. Nathan the only plastic surgeon you need visit. He'll advise you and tell you the best course of action so that you will always remain true to who you are. You can contact Dr. Nathan for a no-charge consultation by calling 305 area code 680-5121. That's area code 305-680-5121 or online at drnathan.com.
Well, call on the air, Jack. You're welcome to call in.
Homeowners, would you like to save money each and every month? Of course you would. We all want to save more money. But how? By calling I Will Advisors. That's how. At 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. And have their expert team review your homeowner's policy. I Will Advisors will review your policy at no charge. Most homeowners never review their policy, but it should be reviewed every year. You commercial property owners, same goes for your property insurance policy. So
who's race baiting?
Call I Will Advisors and start saving money.
The Democrats are race baiting. We're just exposing what they're doing. I don't know who you are. I don't invite people I don't know to come to our studio. I'm sorry. Don't know who you are. You can't invite strangers to the studio. You never talk to them. You never meet them.
Do you have sore spots? You are not alone.
You invite strangers you don't know to your work? I don't think so.
I want to introduce you to Brighton Dental Care, where the Kane family goes for all our dental needs.
I mean, who are you? Now, you can call in and see if you're worthy of being a guest, but I don't know. He's just looking for an excuse not to call in. It's unfair. I want to be in studio. No, not going to invite some. You can call in for a while, maybe. We've let callers come into the studio, but not some stranger, don't know who they are. That's insane.
$6,000, but at Brighton Dental Care, just $3,500, and that includes the 2 implants plus your lower denture. Laugh and live with confidence. Call Brighton Dental Care at 954-922-4633.
Exactly. Make sure you guys subscribe.
922-4633 and online at brightondentalcare.com. Be sure to ask about special discounts for our military veterans.
Hey guys, this is Kathy, Brian's wife. Last year I got Brian a MyPillow for Christmas and it was his favorite present.
That's right, Kathy. In fact, I loved MyPillow so much, I got you one and Emily one the following week. And then a few months later, I got a MyPillow pet bed for our dog Nina.
Our entire household sleeps on a MyPillow, and I have to say, a MyPillow will give you the best sleep of your life.
It's not just height. There's a reason the MyPillow is so popular. It will actually help you sleep deeper and you will wake up rested.
If you're looking for the perfect gift for someone you care about, a MyPillow is the way to go.
And if you know someone with pets,
Oh, hey, hold
a
on.
MyPillow pet bed is a great gift.
There are so many awesome products at MyPillow.com. You're bound to find the perfect gift for everyone on your list, and they can be shipped directly to the recipient.
When you order at MyPillow.com, make sure to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, for great radio discounts like the
Good morning, Dan Duncan Jr.
MyPillow offer. Buy one MyPillow and get the second one for free when you use the promo code KANE. And pet beds, just $19.99 when you use the promo code KANE at checkout.
This Christmas, make it a MyPillow Christmas.
Order at MyPillow.com or call 1-800-716-4879. From our house to your house. Merry Christmas.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tamalino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton.
How many of you people invite strange men to your work? That's insane. You say you called? I don't even remember ever talking to you.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on
All right, welcome back. Brian Craig here with you. This show has flown by. Oh, my goodness, 39 minutes after 8. It's Monday morning. We're here live. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, good morning. It's Dr. Bob calling from Boca Raton, Florida.
Oh, Dr. Bob in Boca. What's going on, Dr. Bob?
Hi, guys. The most amazing thing is occurring in American politics. This is the time where the basic enemies of the Jews and the liberal Jews have finally figured out how to get together. You have the far left and you have the liberal Jews, and they're the best of friends. It's amazing.
Okay. I don't quite. You have the who do you what? I'm lost as to what you're saying.
You have the far left and all the
Yeah.
who are as anti-Semitic as they come.
Yes.
Liberal Jews, the far left liberal Jews, who are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 I don't really have much to say to that. I mean, I'm more interested in the walk away movement of Jews to Donald Trump. I mean, this is unheard of. And these numbers, it absolutely.
That my dad had with Donald and his father. My father was Orthodox, and they were just.
Well, but we're talking about non-Orthodox. You heard Rabbi David talking about the Lamborghini with Trump and Netanyahu painted on it in Aventura. I mean, come on. You know. All right. Well, no, it's you're Orthodox. We're talking about Reform Jews. Reform Jews en masse are leaving the Democrat Party.
That I agree, because Reform Jews have really very little to do with Judaism.
No, I never thought we would see it happen. All right, appreciate the call. Oh, this MMA fighter, Bryce Mitchell. Let me play this clip. It's all over the internet. Bryce Mitchell, MMA fighter. He just won his fight and goes to the camera in the ring.
And Donald Trump, I'm up here in D.C. You need help with some politician, holler at me, brother. I'll do it for free. There he is, your winner. Fought nasty, Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah, and he's MAGA ready, man. MMA MAGA, baby. Bright, yeah, I know. Isn't that spectacular? I love it. I love that. And question is, that clip of him has gone viral. What will the media and the left do to him? There was, when somebody comes out like that, that's pro-Trump, and says something like that, the media, the left, if it gains traction, they want to go out and discredit them and hurt them. Vince McMahon did something like this when the Tea Party exploded. I still call it the WWF. I know it's the WWE now. But the World Wildlife Foundation, I mean, come on. They should have made a deal and sold out to Vince McMahon, the WWF, and they'd be much better off. But anyway, Vince McMahon, the WWF, as I call them, not the World Wildlife Foundation, World Wrestling Federation, during the Tea Party had a new wrestler that was about to win the title, Zeb Coulter. Anybody remember Zeb Coulter? Yeah. He was a pro-Republican professional wrestler, a Tea Party patriot, and he and his manager were Tea Party patriots, and they were wrestlers. And Coulter they got the name obviously from Ann Coulter, who was a big hit at the time. And I was getting interested in professional wrestling again. I used to watch professional wrestling as a kid. I was a big fan of Ric Flair, and my favorite has always been Dusty Rhodes, the late Dusty Rhodes, the greatest professional wrestler of all time, Dusty Rhodes. And when this Zeb Coulter guy came out, it was like amazing. I was like, wow, this is amazing. You know, I got this Tea Party guy, and he was talking Tea Party stuff. This was long before Trump. And less than a week passed, and the forces of the left put such pressure on the WWE that the wrestler and his manager did something I've never seen done before, since, and will never see again with professional wrestling. Zeb Coulter and his manager made a video coming out of character and said that professional wrestling is not real and they are actors. And that was devastating to me, because we all know about, we know about Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and professional wrestling, but, and the media and the left, because they were so terrified about the Tea Party and having this wrestler who was a Tea Party guy, they came out and they did a whole thing. They came out in character and then broke character and said, we're actors. Can you believe? And prior to Trump coming down the escalator, that's how it was, right? Someone would come out, they were a conservative, they were a Republican, they would have pressure put upon them and they would be destroyed. Like this, and come out of character, never happened before. Trump stands up to them, and he's a role model. Republicans are standing up to the left. One of the reasons the walkaway movement's so popular and so successful is because because of Trump standing up, Republicans, conservatives are standing up to the left, and they're losing again. Now, this guy, Bryce Mitchell, this MMA fighter, this is a viral video clip. I mean, viral. It's all over the Twitter like you wouldn't believe. And I don't follow MMA. It's a little too violent for me. I like boxing. I don't really watch it anymore. I used to. I like watching boxing. MMA is just a little too brutal for me. But Bryce Mitchell's going to get me into it. I watch Bryce Mitchell, wouldn't you? So what will the media do with Bryce Mitchell? If he goes on a tour talking this way, they're going to say that he's threatening people, that he is inciting violence or threatening violence. They're going to go after this guy, the left, because that's what they always try to do. President Trump needs to bring Bryce Mitchell to Mar-a-Lago, the Southern White House on the weekend, and wrap his arm around him and get around him, because the forces of the left are going to start to go after this guy, just like they did this Tea Party professional wrestler. All right, listen, we're going to take our last break of the day. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. Stay tuned. The Gold Report is coming up right after this.
Did you know that your skin is your largest organ? Yet, it's probably the most neglected. Living in South Florida means having an annual checkup for skin cancer is vital. We live in the Sunshine State after all.
Exactly.
There's the brunt of the sunshine. It's time to have your annual skin checkup. There's no better doctor to take care of this for you than Dr. Jose Mendez. Dr. Mendez is a board-certified dermatologist. And when it comes to
that's what they do.
your skin and making sure that it is healthy as possible and skin cancer-free, you want Dr. Mendez as your personal dermatologist. Dr. Mendez is caring and very knowledgeable. Your annual skin cancer exam is covered by Medicare. Dr. Mendez also takes most other insurances. Steve Kane recently had his annual skin cancer checkup. It was easy breezy. Dr. Mendez examined him from head to toe, took off a few things, and now Steve is good to go. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681. When you call, make sure to ask for Sarah. She takes extra good care of Steve Kane listeners and will get you an appointment fast. Early detection of skin cancer can save your life. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. At the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name-brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Medical billing sticker shock. Ever have that happen to you? You go to your mailbox and get a bill for routine
Steve
tests,
Kane Show.
and you owe lots of money.
Oh, hey,
You thought
gotcha.
it was
Hold on.
covered by your insurance, but it wasn't. The cost of health care shouldn't break your budget. And you know what? It doesn't have to. This is Brian Craig, and I want to save you a lot of money on lab tests like cholesterol test, diabetes test, thyroid screenings, drug test, STD test, and whatever other test you need. These are common lab tests that can cost hundreds of dollars if you go to your doctor's office or to one of the big labs. But there is a solution at any lab test now of Plantation where you will save money, big money, on medical tests. Save time too. In and out in 15 minutes or less. Avoid medical billing sticker shock.
President
I've
of
been
what?
going to lab test now at Plantation for years
Homeowners
now.
Association?
Lab test, and they've saved me
La
thousands
Raza?
of
Maybe
dollars
president of La
on lab
Raza.
test. If you have any questions,
Not president of the
on
United
lab
States.
test, give them a
AOC.
call. 954-916-1072. 954-916-1072. The Any Lab Test Now at Plantation staff will answer any questions you have, or just stop by. No appointment is needed. No doctor's order or prescription either. Any Lab Test Now at Plantation is located in the Jacaranda Plaza. That's the public shopping center in Plantation, just west of University Drive, on the north side of Sunrise Boulevard. When you stop in, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show. 954-916-1072. 954-916-1072 for Any Lab Test Now of Plantation.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right. It's time to check in with William Youngerman with the Morning Gold Report. William Youngerman, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How you doing?
Doing great. How are the metals doing?
Back down to the lower end of the trading range, testing that 1460 range again, and this morning we're springing back off of that for multitudes of times, giving us a great buying opportunity again for the last few days. Gold closed out the week down $15.80 on Friday at $1459.70. Silver was down 37 cents at $16.57. Platinum was down $1 at $8.94, and palladium was up $5, closing out the week at $1,860. This morning we got gold back up $5.50, regaining some of its losses from last week, and open right now at $1465.20. Silver up 6 cents at $16.63, while platinum is up $4 at $898 the ounce. And palladium up another $15 at $1,875. So again, the market's still in our trading range we've seen for several months now, right between the $1,450 and $1,480 or $70 price range. And every time we get down to this lower end, buyers come in and take advantage of the dip.
Yeah. And, here we are in holiday season, and over there at William Youngerman, there's a couple of great opportunities for you during the holiday season. One is you will find an incredible collection of jewelry and watches that you will get at really incredible prices at William Youngerman. Watches in particular, right? You have a great collection of watches over there, which are just spectacular. And also a great way if you need some extra money for the holiday shopping season. Anything you have of value around the house made of the metals, take it over, get a a quote over at William Youngman for the value of it and turn it into cash. It's absolutely an amazing way to get that holiday cash. You got old watches, jewelry, an ear ring that you only have one of. Take it on over, made of the metals. And also, not just great jewelry and watches, parents and grandparents, a great way to introduce your kids to the value of money, a great way to introduce your children and grandchildren to the wonderful world of precious metals is go over and buy them coins to give as holiday gifts. It's a great way to get them involved in the metals, and will set them on the track to financial success in their future, I promise you. Give William Youngerman a call, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010, online, williamyoungerman.com, and of course located in Boca, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, William Youngerman Incorporated. All right, we'll talk tomorrow, William Youngerman.
Okay, have a great.
All right, you too. All right, yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness, the show's almost over. Just a few minutes left. Where did these 3 hours go? They just fly. Well, you know, it's all this winning we're doing with President Trump. All this winning. Oh man. A couple quick things here I got to tell you about. One, I took a tour yesterday with Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot and some good friends from our cruises of the Celebrity Edge, which we are taking on our cruise next year. A year from today, we will be at sea. We leave December 6, 2020 on the Steve Kane, Donald Trump 2020 Victory Cruise on the Celebrity Edge out of Fort Lauderdale. And I'll talk to you more about the destinations and stuff in the future. And we're revamping our whole itinerary on this cruise. Lots of fun, new activities, I promise you. If you've been on our past cruises, we're going to have all new stuff on this one. But I took a tour of the Celebrity Edge yesterday, and I recorded everything. And my wife spent the afternoon and evening editing together the video. And if you go to stevekaneshow.com or my YouTube channel, Brian Craig on YouTube, or any of our social media pages, you can watch the tour that I took yesterday of the Celebrity Edge. It will blow your mind away. I'm going to be off the air in a couple minutes. When I go off the air, do it while you're thinking about it. On your phone, on your computer, on your television. Watch this YouTube video, my tour of the Celebrity Edge. It is the most beautiful, luxurious cruise ship I have ever been on. And as I was talking about earlier, I took my first cruise when I was a senior in high school in 1989. And I remember it so well because I missed my prom, my high school prom, my senior prom, to go on this cruise. And, you know, and I've been cruising for 30 years. I've never seen anything as luxurious and as modern as a Celebrity Edge. And I have seen many videos of the Celebrity Edge. With all due respect, I believe mine is the best. My wife did an incredible job editing the video, and we were also able to view parts of the ship that very few people get to see, and you're going to see it. So go check that out, my tour yesterday of the Celebrity Edge. And if you've not already, I know we haven't talked about the destinations or details yet. We will. We've got great destinations, but I want you guys to go look at that video and then call Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot and make a reservation to join us in December 2020, a year from now. There's lots of great benefits to making a reservation early. Ian's number, 561-244-5779. Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot is our travel agent who organizes all of these great Steve Kane cruises. 561-244-5779. After you watch the video from my tour of the Celebrity Edge yesterday, let me know what you think about it. It's going to blow your mind. I'm telling you, it's going to blow your mind, the cruise ship. It blew my mind yesterday, and it was so hard to leave the ship because it was going out to sea, and I couldn't go. But you'll get to see my video tour, and it will blow your mind, I promise you. But let me know what you think after you view it. Now, the Inspector General's report. Don't worry about the Inspector General's report, people. The Inspector General was appointed by Obama. So we got an Obama appointee who may be clearing the FBI. And you know what? He's not a federal prosecutor like Mr. Durham that Barr appointed to investigate the FISA warrant abuses at Trump Tower. So if if this Inspector General clears Comey and Strzok and Page and all the rest, it's not going to be worth the paper that it's printed on if they actually print things anymore. You know what that means. And if that Inspector General's report lays everything on this low-level FBI lawyer that no one's ever heard of, they can file that in the circular file because that is where that report belongs. Everybody knows what happened, and that's the way of it. Listen, we are all out of time for today. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. We'll be back live tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. We'll see you then. And again, make sure when I sign off, go and watch that YouTube video of the tour of the Celebrity Edge. All right, take care, everyone. Again, my name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. And we'll talk to you tomorrow at 6 a.m. All right, everyone on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and go watch that video, all right? I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.